Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to another edition of Dungeons and Discussions with myself and Grim.
Hello. I still
It's
have
early in the.
I still have a mouthful of cheddars. So.
Oh, that's okay. I'm busy scarfing down leftover Chinese food for breakfast, and I haven't even had my caffeine yet. So this ought to be interesting.
Well, hopefully.
Oh, Ryan, David, you disappoint me. You're on dad duty. Okay, so you can't make it. We do have seats at the table open if anybody wants to join us. Getting a character built for Scarlet Heroes is pretty quick, and I could actually talk you through it very fast if you need. But otherwise, I guess if we have anybody show up who wants to jump in, we can certainly do that. And if not, well, that's okay. This game is designed for solo play. But it's notable that I'm sure Grim would like at least somebody else to hide behind.
Yes. A meat shield. Has anyone made that as an item yet? An actual shield, like a rack of beef. Still alive.
I should do that. I should do that. Totally should do that. It'd be funny. Somebody would probably enjoy that. That sounds like the kind of thing that Levi Combs would put in one of his 5x3 zines or something. That and you look like hell. Oh, okay.
I didn't tell you shouldn't shower. I said people shouldn't shower too often. It's not good for you. Weakens your immune system. Kills off your microbiome. It's not good.
Might be true. All I know is I can't stand the way I smell after about 5 or 6 days, which is the longest I've gone without a shower. Oh, fine. Give you 5 minutes. Okay, Ryan. Give you 5 minutes.
2 to 3 times a week to stay healthy and clean is how often you should do it. So every other day or 2 days in between.
I'm surprised Joe hasn't joined us. I thought he was very excited about having another session. Esh contacted me and said that he's already on stream and he will be for a while.
Uh-huh. Let's fill the air with talking then. Hello.
Yes, we should. I'm sorry. I'm being pulled into the Twitter sphere for a moment.
Oh,
that's my bad.
It does have a certain amount of sway.
It does.
It's a bit like a Palantir.
Well, okay. This is going to be your third go through with Scarlet Heroes. Any ideas about the system, or anything you don't like about it, or things you wish it could be better?
I mean, for the most part, it's a fairly standard build, old schoolish sort of game. Using hit dice instead of hit points speeds things up quite a bit. Stops things getting boring. The names for the spells are a lot more evocative, but they are still basically the same spells. The only real innovation, I think, is the fray dice, but I think that's a very good one for playing pulp style heroes and so on, and certainly gives the magic user an edge, because you're the only one that can use your fray dice against more powerful creatures. And it's also quite versatile when you're using it to express magic, because you can use it to do all those little things, if your GM is forgiving like you are. The only thing, I haven't finished reading through the main book. I've got so much other stuff to read. the only thing I feel that's missing is the kind of thing that's missing in a lot of old school games is, what if I want to do something beyond just I hit it with my big stick,
Well, you do have your traits. You do have your skill system, and
Yeah.
there is also a mechanic that we haven't employed, but it is present in the game. Nobody's had to use it yet. But scroll down to it. Yes, there is a system in the game that's called Defying Death, and in the case of you blew a poison save and you're going to die. Like, it was possible that Esh could have blew his poison save and died because it was a save or die poison.
Yeah.
Or let's say that you're a fighter type who has no ability to open doors. And let's say you guys hadn't found the keys to go open the doors, but you still wanted in there so badly. At that point, you can make what's called a Defy Death. And to defy death, the hero rolls a number of 1d4 damage dice equal to their character level, calculating the damage normally for Scarlet heroes. No points on a 1 and 1 point on a 2 through 4, etc., etc. Damage done is applied to their hit points, as if the character is reduced to 0 hit points, then they're left with 1 hit point and the attempt to defy death fails. But if they're able to endure that tax on their luck, they automatically resist the effects of whatever spell, poison, calamity, or trap that oblige them to make that roll. If they're defying death to escape a fatal situation, then some opportunity opens up for their successful flight. Or if they're trying to bypass some obstacle or overcome some otherwise unbeatable hindrance to their plans, the GM decides how the circumstances conspire to let the hero succeed. So,
Ryan's ready when you want to invite him in.
alrighty.
I was meaning more like in combat, if I wanted to leg sweep someone or something without having a special power or ability. It's like most old school games don't give provision for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I would like to see a more complex fighting system. They do have a class that's called the Vowed that appears in another book. That is basically your monk mystic type, and they can do some of the martial arts stuff, but they're not quite like, they don't have a very complex fighting system.
Yeah. I like the way I did it in Machinations, where it's just a flat -5 penalty if you're trying to do anything odd, and then you offset that with skill or the fact that the fighter has a better attack skill, so they're better inherently at doing weird moves and things.
Mm-hmm. Well, at the very least, what you can do is you can take the system of the damage matrix. You could take the fray dice, and you could take the defying death, and you can apply it to another OSR system that you do enjoy that does actually support all of the options that you want.
Yeah.
So therein, that's a great idea for Scarlet Heroes. If you pick it up for nothing else and all you do is you just steal those 3 rules, it's going to improve whatever game you play.
Yeah.
Oh,
good morning, Ryan.
Guys.
Not
you really
hungover.
do look terrible. Jeez. You get the hat. Oh. Whew.
I thought the hood was more magic usery. So.
Well, I have read Scarlet Heroes. I've never played Scarlet Heroes, so I'm going to be following lots of leads today. Just dug up the PDF so that I at least had some sort of reference. But I remember it's very playable and very adaptable. So
It is. And so far, we've had this is our 3rd session where we've had new players every time. So,
but if my memory is right, that's sort of okay for the system, right? Because it's super flex all the way down to 1 or 2.
pretty much. Pretty much. Alrighty. You gonna be You want to be old school and just write this stuff down on a piece of paper, or you want me to shoot you a character sheet?
It doesn't matter to me. Dice I have. Paper, now that might be a luxury.
Oh,
Books, paper, bourgeois.
okay,
Uh,
okay. Just do me a favor, post me your email link
yeah,
in
yep,
your
yep.
in the private, and I'll email it to you. Toot sweet.
Toot toot.
I invited Animane too, but I doubt he'll make it. It'd be fun to have Animane though. Animane is a really fun role player. I got to play one of those Powered by the Apocalypse games with him, and he's actually a hoot.
It's ironic. I thought I was going to have a non-role playing Sunday. Our group had some unfortunate bad luck. One of the core members was in a pretty bad accident last night,
Oh
and
dear.
we just thought it would be best just to pause everything for a week. So
Yeah.
I was bantering around with Bert before your stream. And I said, "Ah, no, it's good. We can go and visit later on. She's in the hospital, but not life-threatening, which is good. But they did keep her overnight, so we're gonna go and visit and bring her cake and new dice. So
Aw.
get well soon. Here's cake. Here's new dice.
Hey, cake heals all wounds. Don't let
That's
anybody
right.
fool you. All right. Email has been sent, so
Gracias.
check your email. By the way, is that an original Castle Grayskull back there?
That is not. There is a story that has lots of tears and shouting at my mother. There was an original Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain and Eternia with a ton of figures that when my folks retired to Florida got sold for $20 total. It was an angry family day.
Hmm.
That is the Origins Castle Grayskull, and some of the new Origins stuff that I've yet to open. So I spend way too much money on expensive cardboard and plastic.
No, I understand that. I only had Castle Grayskull when I was a kid, but still, it was cool. I mean, He-Man was one of those weird but neat franchises.
I remember
mean-
digging in and playing. It wasn't exclusively He-Man, right? It was whatever you had, and they all lived in your own imaginary universe. So we just played guys. Whatever you
Pretty
have,
much.
bring over, and we play guys.
Pretty much. I always lamented that the He-Man figures didn't have that many points of articulation. The G.I. Joes were my favorite.
Oh, did you see the new ones?
Yeah, the new ones are insane. But
I
they're
mean-
like $34 a piece or $23 a piece. I'm like, no.
$20. $20. The really fancy ones are like 22.
Mm-hmm. It's still too much. It's I mean, okay. As a kid, $4, $5 or so isn't so bad. But as an adult, and you're paying $20 per figure, and it's kind of like, and you're a grown man, it's kind of like, what are you doing with yourself?
I know I do make the collectors cringe because I have the insanity of wanting to collect, right? But I still want to play with them. So I have everything Origins except for 2 of the figures, but they're all opened and played with, and it just makes people cry.
Well, I mean, I do that. I do that too. I have a couple of toys that I got that are vintage. I couldn't help it. I pulled them out of the box to mess around with them.
Yeah, they're toys. They need to be played with.
Yeah, and then they kind of went back in the box. Sit
Plus
up
the
in my
little
shelf.
6-year-old dude, I've got to get him on the bandwagon. Did you see the new D&D cartoon stuff that got released, did not purchase because those were ridiculously expensive, and they were Hasbro, but they looked really good. I almost caved on those ones.
Oh, Matt says he's got kids running wild, so he's got to make waffles with his Obi and Darth waffle maker. So he may join us later. But all right, let's walk you through this real quick. You should have stuff. Okay. Well, the first thing to do is roll your attributes 3d6 in order. Actually, 4d6. And
you're
you drop the lowest. Now, I'll give you a break. But doesn't guarantee you'll have a good score because Ironcaster still ended up with a 3 or a 4 intelligence. But that's okay. That made him kind of a lovable fighter.
Yeah, that helps shape the character. Are we doing these open, I would assume? Why not? Let's make it interesting, right?
I have a camera for whenever I roll my dice, but otherwise you're kind of on the honor system. I have to trust what you're going to roll. I figure if you're cheating, you're only cheating yourself.
Well, that's how it goes. I'll do it this way, just so that everybody can at least see with creation that I'm an asshole, but I'm an honorable asshole. So.
An honorable asshole.
All right, so strength is not too shabby. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I am sharing if anyone wants to see and you want to throw it on. There we go. See?
All right. Yeah.
Not lying. Another 13.
Oh, nice average.
Yeah, I am. If nothing average. Oh,
a bit low there, but
that's all right. Another 12. Very interesting.
This guy's pretty dead average all the way. You might just be able to play whatever you want. That's not bad. 13. Absolutely average every day.
I sure the hell am. But nobody likes me. All right. Interesting. It's just straight line. So, of course, no matter what it is, his name has to be Linus. All right.
I actually have an entire set of charts and stuff that you could use to generate names if you really want.
Oh, I'm game. You're the boss, Applesauce. You tell me what to do.
All right. Well, now that you have your attributes, it's time to choose a race. You can pick humans, dwarves, halflings, or show, or elves.
Well, Grim, what are you playing?
A human monk.
Very interesting, I always get accused of lack of diversity, so to irritate folks, I will play a human.
But is it a black human, a brown human?
Does it matter?
Why, yes. We've okay. For your benefit, in case you weren't sure about this, yes, every fantasy world is now Los Angeles.
The world of The Witcher, Blood Origin, is a medieval realm divided into 3 kingdoms that have been at war for 1,000 years. Want to explore the exotic serpent clan who serve the southern kingdom of Darwin? Well, be introduced to a mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people you would find in relative proportion in metropolitan Los Angeles. What about the Raven clan that defends the northern kingdom of Prussia, a place where the inhabitants are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles? Finally, take a journey to the mysterious far-off kingdom of Zintrea, where the folk are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. But don't fear, if you still have a yearning for exotic medieval fantasy, then embark on a journey of escapist epic adventure in Willow, set in the ancient kingdom of Tur Azlin, where the folk are the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. And from there be swept away in the grand fantasy spectacle of The Lord of the Rings of Power, where the insular island society of Numenor is made up of a mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles. Then be swept forth to the distant and utterly different geography and climate of the Southlands, a pastoral folk made up of exactly the same mix of Caucasian, Black, Asian, and Latino people in relative proportion to metropolitan Los Angeles.
So there you go.
Well, I will just flip over to my sheet here and say that I am just generically tinted, and whoever is watching can place
Project.
that tint and shade in whatever they prefer.
Well, here's the funny thing with Scarlet Heroes, you actually can have a diverse mix of character classes, because the background is that there is only one little set of islands left in the entire world that has not been taken over by the Red Tide. And in order to save humanity, the gods literally took all of the human inhabitants from the rest of the planet and moved them to this island where they invaded and basically pushed the native show people who lived there originally off to one edge of the island.
When I read the lore for the game, I don't know if you guys played Black and White back in the day, but I just envisioned the hand of God coming down and picking everybody up and throwing them on the island. So
It's not too far-fetched. Oh, okay, Silverlock, I understand. So yeah, there actually are several principalities and stuff on the island that are mixed race. They have a very Nordic group that is on some islands up in the north. They have a really strong central Chinese sort of Mandarinate that kind of controls most of the island. They have a very Japanese culture that lives in another part of it. They have a kind of a stronger Southwest Asian contingent that lives in another part of the island, and kind of a mixed Scots, British, Anglo race that lives in another part of the island.
that tint. I don't have an accent in me this early in the day.
Ah, gotcha. Good morning, Flady. All right, so a human. We'll get the naming tables out just for fun. Most people just pick names like Fred or Bill. I actually get to use the tables. This is always fun. Okay.
Choosing to be generically brown reminds me of when I got in trouble for my card game privilege check.
Uh-oh.
That says this card in that's sort of unidentifiably brown, which people kept quoting as a way to hit me with. But it was based on a conversation with my friend, who is from British Guiana in South America. So she's part Indian, part South American, part white, part Chinese. And no one could ever peg her as what she is. And we had loads of conversations about how that really pissed her off. So I put it in the game, and people gave me shit. So I blame her.
We're all mutts at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, the culture you come from is called Gadal. And when among strangers, the Gadal often add the name of their extended family's chief residence, prefixed by Mac. So you could have a name like Murdoch Mac Quinn or something. But anyway, there's a D100 table. You can roll on it twice. We can find out your name and surname.
sounds good. Let's do 12.
That is Alistair. Nice name.
Alistair.
Yes, I like that. That's a good name.
I can't spell.
They have some really good ones on here, though. They're very old school, like Muirich, Murdoch, and Sawney, and Tirlach, and Torquil, and Cormac. Dave. No, there's no Dave on there.
Alistair. And how about an 8?
Bannatyne. I guess you didn't
Spell
choose
that
yourself.
for me.
B-A. It almost looks like banana time, but Bannatyne.
Oh, I was not far off. Alistair Banana Time.
Yes.
Maybe I should make
Bannatyne.
it Banana Time.
No.
Because I will keep saying Banana Time. Hi, I'm Alistair. Banana Time clan. I'm in pajamas. Running down the stair.
All right. So next is your class. These are pretty basic. We have clerics, we have fighter, we have magic user, we have thief. Your
Indeed.
stats are so pretty much down the line. You could pretty much pick whatever you wanted to.
Yeah, I can be perfectly mediocre across the board here. I'll take the path least traveled and be a cleric.
Oh, will be interesting.
Ruh-roh.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll worry about your armor and stuff here in a minute. Okay. Main thing to remember about a cleric is your damage dice is limited to a d6. So it doesn't matter which weapon you wield, you can only do a d6 damage with it. Even if it's like a two-handed sword, you can only deal a d6 damage with it. That's their drawback. Fighters, on the other hand, can use any weapon they want to. It does full damage. So that's the first thing. Clerics can cast spells. We'll get to that in a second. And they can turn the undead.
Which we talked about last night.
Uh-huh. Armor allowed any and shields. Weapons allowed any but limited to d6 damage. You have 6 hit points initially. Plus whatever your con bonus allows, which if you're at 12, I don't think you have anything.
Nope.
That's okay. You get 3 hit points per level, but you're on level 1. You have a +1 attack bonus all the way down the list. So, and here's something that's going to be different for you. I'm sure you have a D6 fray dice. And I'm sure you want to know what a fray dice is.
I do. Please tell me.
Okay. A fray dice represents small movements or actions and attacks in combat. If you're in melee range of an opponent, and you have your primary attack or whatever, you can throw your fray dice as a free action. It costs you nothing. You always have that fray dice available to you. And you'll roll a d. You'll just say, "Hey, I'm going to use my fray dice." You don't even have to check whether or not it hits. It always hits. And you get a d6 of damage. Well, processed through the matrix that we use on this. The only drawback on the fray dice is it cannot be used on things that are 2 hit dice higher than you. So, like if an ogre shows up, it's kind of like, no.
If an ogre shows up, we're running. So.
Probably. All right. Really quick. Since it doesn't matter what your weapon is, and they always can do a d6, just write down any weapon you like. That's fine. Is there any preference for armor types?
Functionally, and I was just looking at that. I'm not seeing any that would be. Still trying to get a feel for Alistair here.
Okay. Well, just to let you know how combat is conducted, we throw a d20. You add in all your appropriate hit bonuses, and then you also add your opponent's armor class. So the higher an opponent's armor class is, the easier it is to hit them.
Right. So I think I need to be maneuverable, but still guarded, something banded, chain-ish.
Yeah, bandit is there. Chain is there. Chain is AC5. Bandit is AC4.
We'll go with the chain.
Okay.
Chain.
So it's AC5. And if you use a shield, it subtracts another point from your armor class. So.
Now, for casting, is that going to impact me if I were to use a shield?
Yeah. No.
So I'm probably going to forego the shield at this point.
There's all kinds of gear and commodities and stuff, but rather than turn it into a shopping trip, I'll give you an allowance. Basically, it's kind of like, well, if you think you might have had this on you, then during the adventure, then we say, yeah, you probably have it on you. You can just write it in as we go.
I dig the Final Fantasy rule. No 99 of everything.
There you go. All right. So next, we have to get your spells.
Yes.
I'm a scrolling.
Page 30.
Okay. Okay, so spell preparation, wizards don't have to worry about that normally. Okay. So at level 1, you get one spell.
Hey!
One level 1 spell. That makes it easy.
And it does, because there's one that's just sort of jumping off the page at me, and that's
Right.
Scathing Rebuke. The Priest's Scathing Rebuke.
Nice. Okay. The spell can be cast very subtly with no visible invocation.
It's the Undead Rhetoric spell.
Pretty much. Curse you. Ugh. Don't piss off the cleric. All right. The next thing are traits. You're a human. You can divide 3 points up among backgrounds or special strengths of your character. This can be anything. It could be like veteran mercenary, friends with local officials, peasant farmer, or whatever.
Indeed.
Or very stealthy, or something like that.
Very stealthy cleric.
Well, I mean, you never know. Maybe he wasn't always a cleric.
That's true. And I would say outcast clergyman. How's that sound?
Okay.
Outcast clergyman. I was mumbling to myself. I forgot. We're doing a thing.
Bumbler.
And this was one of the things that I dug when I was reading through too. I really like the one unique thing in 13th Age, and this is the way they handle their traits, and I dig it. I'm very, very down the middle, so I don't want to be too crazy with these. We can say...
Well, we could always use the you find out about it in play rule.
Everyman face.
Okay, every man face. That's good.
All right.
Good for disguising.
And I will leave the third one to be discovered.
All right. So now you more or less have your character. You're ready to go. All right. Yep, we shall begin. When last we left our Grim, you're still using your postmort.com thing.
Yes.
Oh. You're
Don't correct him.
No, I forgot his character's name.
I will change it back when I remember what it is.
I've got a copy of your character sheet here somewhere, but it's not updated. Chakar.
Yes.
Chakar. Okay. Oh, well, last we left Chakar, he had survived a harrowing trip into a crypt and survived in a very short battle with the Black Dragon, along with a couple of friends. Found a village after he'd rescued somebody from the dungeon, the aforementioned dungeon, and had basically been wasting away his riches in this town, getting all kinds of interesting favors. Having hot baths every day and actually, being able to enjoy a fine room, or at least the finest room that a village could give.
And feasting, lots of feasting.
Lots and lots of feasting, and probably lots of buying of libations for everybody in town, probably being ruinous on the town's economy. Because that is the rule of Scarlet Heroes, is your character must always be kind of poor when they start. It's the Wastrel Heroes rule. So, with just a few coins left in your pockets, decide, well, it's probably time to get back on the road. But of course, if you were picking up any extra things like horses, pack animals, or anything like that, you can always have that.
It wouldn't do for a wandering monk such as myself to be riding a horse. It's not very humble, but I'll get a couple of pack animals to carry loot.
Very good. And probably some feed and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, with your money, you could easily afford the best the village had to offer for mules. And setting back out on the dangerous road you go. Well, in your travels, you do see you come across a pole with a cage. Actually, a couple of cages. In one is a skeletonized corpse. Looks like it's been picked over pretty good. In the other is what looks like a somewhat sunburned individual wearing the robes of a priest.
Hello there.
Oh. Hello. Help.
How's the view?
How do you think it looks from up here?
Spectacular.
There are markings all around these cages of the Show tribes. So evidently, this individual must have been captured by Show and left up here to die.
So not by human authorities.
Yes.
Or civilized authorities. Is there a way to let him down easy?
Well, the bolt is only held in place by a rather thick carved chunk of femur. So you could just break the bone or pull the femur out. The cage bottom door would open.
Okay. First, I will tie a rope from one of my mules to part of the rope that's holding him up. Reasoning that hopefully a mule laden down with feed and supplies is heavier than this person up there. And then I will break the thing holding it in place.
Okie dokie. Yep. You break it and he is freed.
Okay, yeah, so
cage
back
door
the mule
closes.
up slowly to lower the rope.
Alistair, you were in doing your priestly duties, wandering from village to village, offering succor to those who needed it, when you were captured by a roving band of Show. The Show are the goblinoid orcoid people who were originally displaced by humans. Fearing the power of your god, they did not kill you outright. So instead, they decided to let the gods judge you by sticking you in that cage to die.
All right. Well, thank you. Oh. Heathens kept me up there for far too long. I am in your debt, sir.
Have some water.
I drink without questioning. Still cautiously eyeballing my newfound hero that rescued me.
Yes, you may need to describe yourself, Grim.
Little bald fellow with a long, wispy, pointed beard and moustache, leaning on a staff. Saffron robes, sandals, the whole bit. Lots of scroll cases.
I do appreciate your generosity and your help. I am in your debt.
Well, who's keeping score?
Certainly not them.
I'm on my way to the next settlement on the road. On my way to the city. You're welcome to accompany me.
I will accept that offer. I have been just traveling. The order felt it was best that I stayed on the road.
I'm on a pilgrimage myself.
Then I shall enjoy the company.
One thing about this Alistair fellow is he seems to mumble a lot to himself, kind of in an uncomfortable sort of way. And you're starting to figure out why he was put out on the road. Maybe it's a slight form of Tourette's.
Well, when did you last eat?
Couple of moons. It did
so
rain,
long.
thankfully.
Well,
I do grab the arm of the skeleton, since I assume my gear is not around. And
they threw you in here with your gear. It's
they did.
You just didn't have anything. You just didn't have anything worth.
How thoughtful of
you out of
them.
that. Yes.
I was going to fashion a bone club.
No, your gear is there.
Then I shan't impose. I should have some jerky.
well, if you want something more substantial when next we stop, then by all means. And you set the pace. If we're going too fast, say so.
Not a problem, you hear from behind you as I climb up on one of your pack mules. It's a sturdy beast.
Luckily so, yes.
Well,
onward! I'll take the rope and lead the beasts onwards. Are there any road markers, road signs? Did you see any settlements from your vantage point up there?
There's a village that's just about a day's travel from where you're at.
We could probably make before sunset if we head in this direction.
Very well.
That's where I was headed. I heard that there were beautiful ladies in need of absolution.
Of course, as men of the cloth, we have no interest in such things.
About the time he says that, your foot dislodges a rather large volume from his pack on the pack animal, which falls open to reveal an incredibly stylized and graphically realistic depiction of a naked succubus.
I do apologize. I'm transporting this heathen tome to the nearest temple to be stored safely.
Oh, it's beautiful. Very,
page will flip, revealing another rather...
Yes, the craftsmanship is exquisite. The shame such talent was put to such uses.
Maybe we shouldn't journey too steadily. We could make this an overnight trip, and I'll examine one of these in the evening just to make sure it's on the up and up with, you know.
I would welcome your insight.
It's more of a private ceremony. Call
Of course.
it a ritual.
Of
You need the
self-cleansing.
special oils. You need the special oils for this.
Not when you're practiced.
Okay, I will toddle on down the road, leading the pack beasts.
I will, just out of curiosity and using my traits as an outcast clergyman, just give it a cursory look to make sure that, it's not radiating necrotic energy or cursed or anything like that. Okay.
Nothing like that. Just pure lust, really, pretty much. Yeah, this is an old tome that was probably carried over from the mainland, but it's a long, like 500-page treatise on various succubi, their true names, and their physical appearances, traits, etc. It's a kind of a good thing you don't have a black light.
Well, I tuck it back into the pack that it fell out of and secure it and smack the ass on the ass and say, "All right, good find."
So, your journey continuing. You're not bothered by too much of the local wildlife or anything, stopping to pick berries or roots and things here and there, maybe a few herbs that might be good for soups and things later on. As you arrive at the next settlement, which is the village of Yawan. This is about a village with about 343 people in it. But it appears to be fairly well appointed. They have a smith and a tinkerer, and of course they have a tavern. And amazingly, for a village that's this small, they seem to have a brothel. And don't ask me; it's the random generator actually came up with this. There's only 343 people here, but they have a brothel. Okay.
We all need gods.
Maybe it's a market town for the surrounding villages, or something.
That's all I can think of, because it's got a fortune teller, a tin worker, an armor and weapons person. Apparently, it has a post office. Yeah, it's the Reno to Vegas. It also has some guards. Yeah, people who live here in this part of the Westmark are pretty tough, because they've had to eke out a living against the constant raids from the show and the other creatures that live out here. And laws are pretty much conducted as basically a tiny little fiefdom, because there's no specific, king or anything that rules over this area. Ever since the show rampaged through it and were beaten back, it's all lawless country, but there's so many ruins that are ripe for the picking, and lots of places, little settlements and small towns and villages and things that are all over, where people have tried to repopulate, constantly under threat from the show and all the other creatures. It's a wild and dangerous place where one may find his fortunes.
It's
Any
great.
place in particular you wish to go first, or?
Is there a temple at all? Or an offering place?
There are a few cursory shrines set up, but there does not appear to be an actual temple of any kind, which is probably one of the reasons for this cleric having to travel.
Well, you can do as you wish. Perhaps you would be so good as to tie up the beasts of burden at the inn while I tour the local shrines and make
Indeed,
my
indeed.
obeisances.
There is kind of a clamor in the middle of the market square.
Clamor because of us, or just a clamor?
No. Cheering, yelling, and
I find just passing by a reputable-looking youth, and take these to the inn, son. Help, and you shall be rewarded. And I hand the reins over and don't even look to see where he goes, and head towards the clamorer. Say, we can help you. No clue what's going on.
as you arrive
Assume
at
my
the
priestly pose and
Yes.
just walk right in.
well on a raised platform, surrounded in posts and rope, are two men clad only in basically like colored undergarments with a few ties on.
We have this book.
Appear to be fighting in hand-to-hand combat. Very lively. And there's also some musicians nearby who are playing some very wild tunes that seem to be not only whipping up the fighters, but also the crowd. There's lots of money changing hands.
Clearly a prize fight. So, just looking over the immediate crowd, like the front row, is there someone that seems to be identified as like an organizer?
Yes. Somebody who is handling all the money. Yes.
Yep. I will attempt to make my way to him, depending on how the crowd is.
Crowd is mostly concentrating on the fight, but yeah, people are still trading out bets, and he's still yelling out in his particular dialect of Capital Mandarin.
I head over to... Good sir, good sir. Your festivities have begun, and I have not yet blessed the fighters.
Hey, father. We got good odd today. You got 5-1 on Shao.
Be blessy, fighter.
Oh, it already start. You got you gone to bed? Oh, want to watch?
God's angry. Bless fighters. Tithe church.
Yeah, he'll push you away as he's busy taking bets and things.
I don't understand how those good-looking priests get away with that.
There are food vendors moving through the audience, of course, trying to hawk off, either like little, lizards on sticks, or, bags of sweets or nuts and things like that.
There's not much that I can do at this point for them. So I'm going to watch this round and then try to circle back and make sure that the mules did make it to the inn.
Okay. All right.
Once I've finished at the shrines, I'll go back to the inn as well.
Okay. Yeah, you'll run right back into Alistair as he's returning from the fights.
Hey, they got some fights going on here.
With betting?
Oh, with betting. I tried to scam some money. They weren't having it.
You mean you tried to
I
for the
tried to, yes, get a donation for the gods, some money, and they weren't having it.
You've spent too long amongst the heathens, brother.
Something like that. It was the sun in the cage, and I'm ready to tuck in. I hope
Perhaps-
the mules made it here. And I
What
look
do
at
you mean you hope? Did they?
the boy. He was going to bring him here for us. The mules make it.
Yes. It's the only tavern in town, so it's not hard for it to get to the right place.
Yeah, see, he was trustworthy.
Actually, I should be more specific. Not all taverns necessarily had inns. So there's a separate tavern and an inn. I figure at the inn, not the tavern.
Yeah.
So
All right. Let's go in and try to find the proprietor.
Yeah.
Follow.
The person behind the counter is very obviously half show.
Top or bottom half?
It's kind of hard to tell, but he has really brutish-looking features, very big muscles, some kind of prominent-looking canine teeth, and sharpened-looking ears.
So he fell out of the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Kinda, yeah. Now, in the proper cities of the Mandarate, the show are not tolerated, and half show are usually discriminated against pretty heavily.
Yeah.
But out here in the wilds, people are a little bit more tolerant. It's up to you how you.
I'm
not one to
incredibly
judge.
leery, and I don't move past 2 or 3 feet in and look to Shakar to take the lead here.
Ah,
They did
good
just put me
innkeep.
in a cage.
A blessing upon your house. Might you have lodgings for a humble wandering brother and a priest? I'll cough slightly and put my begging bowl on the counter.
Got common room.
And you would let us stay there?
Sure. Not had traveler in a long time now.
Bless you. And I go and find the chair.
Do you have anything to eat or drink? Is there some local delicacy, perhaps?
Place in town to eat. We not serve food. Not
No,
licensed to sell food.
Just lodgings here, then.
Oh, wife might make you something.
Oh,
This,
wife?
This rather homely looking human woman will come from the back and set down a bowl of something in front of him that looks interesting, to say the least. The smell coming off of it is very, very reminiscent of kimchi.
That looks delicious, but perhaps we wouldn't want to intrude any more than the lodging you're already offering us. We will seek food elsewhere. Is there anything we should know about the village and its environs? Any bandits or problems on the road?
People go missing at night.
Oh.
Do they?
My ears perk up, and I realize that he's not going to put me in a cage, so I come over.
Dangerous outside. Be careful.
Do we know what it is that is stealing these people away?
No, some people just get sick, die. Other times, people just leave. Not right, not natural.
Where can we buy food in the village, did you say?
Lots of places. Go Market Square, lots of places sell food. Got few places to eat.
How
very
long
well.
are the fights going to be going on?
Oh, festival. Fights going on all week. Got really good noodle vendor, though. Should try noodles. If you go, ask for show heat. Best kind.
I'm not sure I trust his taste buds, but My friend, it seems there's a problem in the village, and perhaps people might be more grateful if we helped put an end to it. And if people are going missing and falling ill while there's a festival in the village, worrisome.
It is, and I could be doing my duty to collect coins for the church
Ah, yes,
by
tithing,
helping
of
these folks out, yes.
course. It would certainly increase the reputation of the temple.
Perhaps we should find the chief guard or whoever the statesman of the town is.
Yeah,
And
maybe
see
the
if-
alderman or...
A more formal arrangement can be made.
Yeah.
I think I might want to clean up, though.
Perhaps. Is there going to be a bathhouse in the village?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, let's get you cleaned up, and then we can go to the market, try and scam some money from people who've been betting on the fights by just standing next to the bet handler and rattling my begging bowl, because if they've just won, they're going to be feeling generous. Then we can go to the market, get something to eat, and ask around, who is the village elder, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna go while he's doing his begging. I'll go and just do, after my bathing, some cursory cleanup on the shrines, just to make sure that they're looking better. I'm not a total scumbag priest, and then I'll meet up with him at the fights to see if we can find the elder statesman.
Yeah, bathhouse is nicely appointed. It being the kind of place it is, where it is, the girls at the bathhouse are willing to make a few extra coins if you're willing.
I have no coin for you, but I can provide you with blessings from the gods of your choice.
You get a towel thrown at you instead.
Fucking charisma 11.
It's not so much your charisma, it's just they were expecting a blessing of a different sort.
I could give you an offering.
Thank you, my child, but heaven is the true happy ending.
And I have to watch because my better half legitimately owns a massage therapy studio.
Oh, I understand. But this is not a modern day massage therapy or studio. This is this is a fantasy world where things are a little bit more.
Surprised how not detached from fantasy that is for folks.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's a conversation for another time. So I'm going to clean up. We have to put a disclaimer on the website. It's that bad. I'm going to clean up.
Wow.
And make myself as presentable as possible with what my captors left me.
Actually, when the girl took your robes and things, she said she told you that they have a washerwoman in town that does a boiled wash.
Oh.
Keep all bugs out.
Would she prefer blessings? I could provide blessings instead of giving offerings as I was for you, young lass. I
asked for you.
Please, I would be greatly indebted, and I am but a humble man of the cloth. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll take your clothes away to be laundered, kind of leaving you with a robe. I mean, you still have your armor.
You sure you don't want to touch it? Never mind. I'll go and definitely clean up and wait for my clothes to return. See what Shakar's up to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, sure enough. Yeah, people coming out of the fights are willing to be generous to a beggar, and your bowl has a pretty generous sized bunch of offerings in it.
So then I've gone round the stalls, bought some food, thinking that my friend will be back with me soon, so getting enough for both of us. And asking around about, who's in charge of the village or what any of the food vendors know about the disappearances.
Well, the first thing you notice about the food here is everything is very, very heavily spiced. Like very strong chili peppers and that sort of thing. The reason being because it's an antimicrobial agent, and out here it's very easy to get sick. So.
I don't mind strong flavors.
Also, there's a lot of fried food. So, not much different than Scotland, I guess.
Except no spices in Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. My last trip, it's true.
They've got enough gingers. They're spicy enough.
Yep.
Also true.
Well, the two of you join each other. Yeah, Jakar, thrusts a large bowl of something that's some sort of steaming cooked meat with vegetables with that's practically bright red with all the spices and onions and things in it. It like almost makes your eyes water with the level of chilies and stuff coming off of it.
I don't care what it is. Like I say, when I meet the ladies that need the blessings, I'll eat anything twice. And I dig in. Thank you. And
Yeah.
I don't smell bad no more.
Oh, no. Not until you finish eating, anyway.
Oh, it's got a little bit of a burn.
Yes, it has a kick to it. Try the battered lizard tails.
Crunchy, tasty.
It actually matches quite nicely.
Well, I'll pour you a cup of rice wine and hand it over. So, what did I find out from the food vendors about who's in charge or anything else about the disappearances? Was anyone forthcoming?
Well, the town is the village is ruled over by a headman basically who his family's been in charge of the village for a long time now. He was at the fights, of course, watching because it's the festival. But yeah, some of the problems that you learn about is you do learn about the missing people and people getting sick and dying mysteriously, despite all the precautions. It's also one of the reasons why the food is extra spicy right now, because everybody's afraid that it's some kind of a foodborne contaminant. But nobody's found anything yet. They don't have a priest of any sort, so
Now they do.
Now they do.
They do
Some
say
sort.
they do say that there is another village not far away that has been causing a lot of problems.
What sort of problems?
They're part of some kind of cult. It said they kidnap people.
They probably say the same thing about this village. So once we've filled our bellies, I suggest we follow up on what has happened and talk to the head man.
Indeed, I think it's a good plan. All I came up with was the woman that washes things. But,
This is still useful.
yes, and hot water somewhere. There must be a spring as well. Which, I don't know, is that a commodity in this remote locale?
Well, water is always a good thing to have in a
But a
wasteland.
hot spring.
A hot spring? They don't really have a hot spring, so it's what it is, a boiled water wash.
She just boils a big cauldron
Yeah.
Okay.
and sells the water afterwards as soup.
You. This is not that adventure.
It tastes like cheese.
And vinegar.
Delicious.
Goblin soup.
Well, I suppose we should head over to him before he retires for the night while he's still in the public eye, so to be
Yes.
talk.
I pat my belly. Leans heavily on my staff as I get back up. Belch. Right. To the hetman's house.
Yep, he's celebrating out front with guests from out of town and a few of the fighters. They're having quite a repast. I mean, there's all kinds of fruits and exotic meats and things like that out. That
Suddenly I'm hungry again.
Walk
Yeah,
in and
look over the two of you.
start to bless the food and make it so ostentatious that everybody sees that I'm doing it, so that we get at least acknowledge that we're here.
Yeah, the headman will notice, and he'll kind of gig one of his subordinates who will come over. Come, sit down.
Oh, allow me to finish. Okay, you're done. Let's go.
Well, sit down and join them and
Yeah.
nibble a
They'll-
few things, but politely decline most of it because I'm full.
Yeah, they're putting down big, banana leaves full of all kinds of interesting delicacies for this region, as well as pretty good-sized cups of some kind of a clear, mostly clear liquor.
Oh, when in Rome, bottoms up.
Very strong coconut flavors, really alcoholic.
I hold up one of the leaves and say, "Look, Alistair, banana time."
Ever since I was like this, never mind. Fuck it. Your generosity has not gone unnoticed. I say to
Monkey
the,
brain.
to the head man.
Chill the monkey brains.
Eat the monkey brains.
My companion and I understand that there are some troubles that are unfortunately falling upon your fine populace here.
Yes, we think it may be some predations of some creatures. People go missing in the middle of the night. We don't know if they're lured away or kidnapped.
Nothing left behind?
No, it's a mystery. And then there are the sicknesses.
Yes, tell me about these sicknesses. Is there anything or any patients that are currently afflicted that we could observe?
Thus far, everyone who is afflicted dies from it. They seem to be pale, drained of blood, and they expire from the exsanguination shortly after.
Some have suggested that those in the next village are members of a cult who could be behind this.
You know,
Do you concur?
He'll spit Haitian village. They worship some strange god beast. They procure sacrifices for that animal.
What
To
animal?
grow their strange cattle.
Strange how?
Monstrous bulls, cows, sharp teeth, and very bad tempers. They have tried to sell their meats here sometimes. Our people will not eat it.
Very curious.
These disappearances happen at night?
Mostly at night. People taken from their homes. Wanderers. I'm afraid for for this festival because so many from out of town are here, and if the village were to gain a reputation for kidnappings, it may make further festivals impossible. Nobody would want to come here.
And I understand the reluctance of the village to, so to speak, attack a neighbor.
There
What
is
if
no way.
Some
They are dangerous fanatics.
happenstance of passerbys were to do some investigation for you. Maybe
We would
not
welcome.
solve the problem, but get to the bottom of it.
Would welcome the assistance.
I give Shakar a glance.
If these disappearances happen at night, perhaps we could take it in turns to stand guard on the roof of the inn to allow us to see as far as possible.
Possibly. Or we set bait. I'm pretty good at getting captured. But that's
We,
another
this
story.
This is true.
You are welcome, of course, to use the watchtowers.
Oh. Forget the bait. They have towers.
Though, if they are beset by hungry ghosts, then they would not go for a priest or a monk.
Perhaps I bless the towers prior to us taking watch, just in case. And I look at the chieftain. How many of these towers do you have?
One in each cardinal direction.
And would
Watch
there
for
be a man
interlopers.
willing to simply lend a set of eyes so that we don't leave a tower unmanned?
Oh, each tower has its own set of guards.
And they have never seen anything?
No, it's unusual. Just people come and go from the village at night. We have no walls.
We should not divide our strength between different towers. I suggest we stay in the same one, and the additional guard will provide additional security for us should anything go wrong. From there, one of us can sleep, one of us can watch, and then we can swap. And if we see anything, we can then investigate further.
I do like the idea of additional guards. Sold.
Yes. Well, honoured headman, we will do our best to solve this problem for you, whether we find the kidnappers or whether we investigate this heathen village you speak of.
Well, he'll assign a stout guard to you whose name is Tongue.
Ting tong.
Oh, what now?
Does he seem capable, or is he just stout?
Well, I mean, he's dressed in bandit armor, carrying weapons that are known to be of imperial make. So he looks like he's had some formal training of some kind. Looks like he's pretty capable.
Ah, Tongue. Stout fellow.
I help.
And a few words. Good. So I guess we pick over their feast and then go and take watch. Do you want first or second watch?
I was going to say we could probably catch some sleep during the day too, just to speed things around. I'll take first watch.
Okay.
Just
Yeah. Well.
because I'm assuming that you are probably more observant than me being Mr. Right down the middle. So,
Not necessarily.
I'm making an assumption.
Yeah. My wisdom's pretty high. So.
I'll take first watch, and that'll leave peak darkness for you.
Okay.
So there's our plan. And Tom,
Yes.
is there anything... Wrong voice. Is there anything you think would aid us as a native to this village? Is there someone else that we should speak to before night falls that could provide extra insight? Perhaps a dissenting opinion from Elderman Ting.
No.
I like Tom. He's
Yes.
a one answer man.
He's a veritable fount of information.
He does offer you a tiny little package of leaves.
I motion to chew or to smoke.
He'll take one and he'll put it in his lip and chew on it. Help keep you awake.
Thank you, Tom. I will. I put them into my pouch in case I start to feel the groggies later on.
Mm-hmm.
None for
No,
me.
Steven, that's the other guard.
Well, I am going to circle back to the inn and gather anything that we might have left there. I think we could safely probably leave the pack animals there. And just eyeball the 4 towers, and I'm leaning... Obviously, we probably want to pick the tower that's in the direction of the other town. So, we need to... Tom, which tower is closest to the other town?
Oh, that one.
So, check the surroundings there and set up camp.
Yeah. Now, each guard tower has about 4 guards stationed at it, as well as whoever's up in the tower. So they do take shifts, and it's a pretty good sized presence of guards in the town for as many people as it is. It's just when it's a wall-less town and it's kind of spread out and it's a festival, so there's a lot of foreigners in the town.
Seeing if I've got anything useful in my big bag of stuff pilfered from other places.
I'm gonna climb the tower and just check the vantage point and set up as much of a comfortable perch as I can.
Okay.
Not anything immediately useful, no.
Interesting thing. One of the guards will hand you a pouch of salt.
Salt? Open it up.
Yeah, it's just pure salt.
A rich gift indeed.
I'm
It-
curious.
It's not
what
not
for?
gift. Mama say, you run into bad spirit, throw salt at.
Fair enough. Mama wise. Mama single? Oh, never
Bod-
mind. Thank you, and thank your mama.
We stand guard and watch then.
All right. Well, if you have any traits that are applicable to this, such as keen eyes or something like that, you can add this to your 2d8 roll. So make a 2d8 check while you're watching.
As a former charlatan and troublemaker, might I know and be able to eye the best routes for sneaking in and out of the village?
I think so.
Okay, so 2d8 plus bonus.
2d8 plus, I don't think I would have any applicable traits for this one, so I'm a straight 9.
Okay.
12.
Oh, awesome. You will both see it during the night. It's nothing. It doesn't seem to be anything too much out of the ordinary. It's a young man will enter the village, good looking. Go to one of the houses, and he'll leave with a young woman in hand as they kind of sneak out into the woods.
Very suspicious.
Yeah. I almost want to go and take a closer look with that book. But they're just finding a shady spot, or are they, like, leaving town?
Well, they go. They're kind of lost in the woods. I mean, they've obviously found a good spot somewhere out there to do whatever it is outside of the parents. You can investigate if
Question
you wish.
is him dipping in the middle of the night, which is probably what's going on, worth giving up the vantage point for?
One of us could stay here and the other one could investigate.
That's how I ended up in a cage.
Very well, you stay here, I will investigate.
That's how you'll end up in a cage. Tongue.
I have killed a dragon single-handed. The
What?
woods hold no fears for me.
That must have been one hell of a stroke of luck, or a dream.
Well, it was. The right application of the right spell at the right time.
Luck.
Tongue, do you have a horn or something that could get our attention?
I have a horn. The Shoal war horn.
Ah,
Tongue's eyes will light up when he sees that. Ooh.
what if we both investigate And if you see anything that use movement in or out of the village that is considerable, tongue blows.
Here, and you may keep it. Alright, then I guess we slide down the ladder and chase after the young couple to interrupt them in flagrante delicto, because they're bound to be innocent.
I look over my shoulder at Tong and go,
Yeah, it's a show war horn. It's authentic. Okay, so sneaking out after the couple. Roll 2d8.
And add.
If you have any applicable traits for, tracking, finding, perception.
Okay. I got 12.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Really good rolls. Okay. Yeah, you'll pick up their trail pretty quick. There is a spot where you figure probably would have been decently protected enough for them to be able to do whatever they wanted to do. I mean, it's even got the signs of former liaisons here, but they are
I
not
stepped
there.
in something. Oh,
What is that? A lamb's bladder? But there's no sign of them here.
No, there's no sign of them here. In fact, you're pretty sure they must have gone further away from the village, down the hill a bit.
We must
now
pursue.
we are in the forest, so I'm gonna just check the spot and look in the trees.
I mean, just
That's
night
how they caught
creatures.
me.
Just night creatures, The occasional bat will fly by and all kinds of stuff, farting and screaming and whatever out in the jungles at night.
But no cries of passion.
No, none of those.
Can we tell which way they went from here?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I suggest we continue to follow.
Agreed.
Oh,
And I'm
moving
gonna
on.
swing just a little wide to the right.
Okay. You move on for almost a good 20 minutes
Yeah.
before you see what looks like the remains, and there are a lot of fallen structures, remains, and things like that of the cities and things that were once here before the show invaded. Looks like it must have been some kind of an old roadside inn that was off the beaten path at the time. Place looks like it's seen better days, but there are lights on inside.
Still structurally sound. Well,
Mostly, I mean, as structurally sound as
as an
rice paper
abandoned inn
walls,
can get, yeah.
rice paper, bamboo, and
Hidden den of iniquity for runaway couples.
I like it, but I think we should approach from the rear. As does... Never mind.
Yes, sir. That is what your mother said.
Yeah, I continue a wide berth and try to not come up on the front door.
You go around the back. I will approach from the front.
I know, that's called some sort of tower. All right, here we go.
you did not bring tongue with you, right?
No.
No.
Okay.
I will give him enough time to get around the back of this ruined inn and then approach the front.
I pick up a rock when I am reasonably to the front and throw it just to signal that I'm sort of ready.
Okay.
Okay.
I won't make you roll for it.
And I will tap on the door with the butt of my staff.
As he's when I hear him knocking on the door, I'm going to slide one of the panels aside.
Okay. What answers the door is a absolutely insanely voluptuous, good-looking woman wearing a silken robe that is halfway parted down the front, to where it just gives you a little glimpse, but not enough to really enjoy.
Were I unaccompanied by a genuine priest, I might let the facade slip at the sight of that. But since there is a genuine priest around, I will bow deeply. Oh, not mistress. A young couple from the town has run away into the woods, doubtless to make love outside of their assigned positions. Might I see inside if they have taken shelter here?
Of course, you may enter my dwelling and look around as you wish. They are within.
1,000 thank yous, madam.
I'm going to double back and hurriedly come up behind Shakar so that I can enter with him instead of coming in the back door.
Oh, okay.
Does she react at all differently to a priest?
She
Hello.
kind of sees him pop out. We do not judge.
Well, that's good, because neither do I, unless you ask for it. You're a pretty lady. We're looking for my grandson.
And she smiles at you with very nice looking white teeth.
Are they pointy?
No.
Does it look like her head can cut loose from her body?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
No. Yeah, you'll deeper in this place, you will hear sounds of I'm pretty sure
noises.
you can pretty much guess. But hey, Snacks and Comics. However, something about the atmosphere here isn't quite right. There are a lot of devices and things here that aren't normally found in a bedroom.
Kinky.
And there is a man stirring a pretty good-sized pot of some kind of stew and ladling it out. There are 4 people here in total. The couple you were looking for is in one of the adjacent rooms, they tell you. These people
This
all
one?
kind of look at you with a kind of a hungry look.
I am delicious.
Why don't I see if Jimmy's in that room, and you can say hi to the pretty lady. That way, we're not both, wasting their time backing into a corner. And
Very well. Chastise Jimmy.
I will for him going out and doing things that I would do. All right.
How dare he?
So I'm going to go to that room and keep my back to Shakar and try to be as stealthy as possible in the fact that I'm staying on guard.
These people don't seem to have any fear whatsoever of you moving around their place. They seem totally confident.
Going to slide the door to the couple, or at least where they indicated the couple is, and see what I can see.
What you see could almost freeze the blood in your veins. It is a 2.5 meter tall, horrible looking, visaged creature with horns and bright red skin and nasty teeth. Doing the beast with 2 backs with the village girl who seems to be in a trance of some kind. He looks over at you and gives a snarl of just absolute, why are you interrupting me kind of.
Am I able to keep my composure?
Are you?
I'm very middle of the road on this sort of thing. I would give him an old and
One of the
slide the door closed again, if possible.
Yeah, you could slide it closed. One of the
We may be trapped.
One of the gentlemen, Grim, will offer you a bowl of the stew.
Okay, I take a little pinch of the salt from the little packet we were given, and I say, "Oh, it smells very spicy," and scatter some of the salt on him.
He looks irritated as he brushes himself off.
I've already eaten 2 feasts today. The village is very generous.
Oh, you will find this delicious. This is the most tasty pork.
Shikard,
No, I am stuffed and do not like the way you said pork.
Jim's not here. We should probably thank these folks and get going. You know, Tong need to talk to Tong.
The woman who invited you in, she'll kind of stand in front of the door. Oh, you just got here. I thought you'd stay for dinner. And her voice gets kind of creepy as her skin twists and she becomes a 2.5 meter tall creature with horns and crazed looking hair and 3 menacing looking eyes and, teeth and just twisted, strong looking naughty limbs.
I nod.
By the 1,000 chins of the laughing monk, demons!
I nod to Shakar, and then at the rice paper wall, and I'm like,
Yeah, the other 2 men will also change into similar creatures, and you realize you have entered an ogre's cabal.
I back to the rice paper wall, ready to just jump backwards through it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to
Back
see.
away slowly towards you. Take a potion.
In
From my
Scarlet
satchel.
Heroes, the heroes always have initiative. So
Okay, I chug a potion.
okay, you chug a potion.
Good.
Alistair, what are you doing?
I'm watching Shakar chug a potion instead of running away.
Uh-huh.
And as you watch, my skin slowly turns to iron.
It's like that Fist of the North Star thing.
So as he gets his iron skin, I do dive behind or through the rice paper, but I'm imagining that, there's the foundation, and if I were standing, I could sort of like keep a head up. So I'm going to dive through the rice paper out to the ground and then ready my spiked chain.
Okay.
This is a bad idea.
Well, the ogres will advance menacingly. The female who is nearest will take a swipe with her nasty claws.
Okay.
Actually-
my armor
actually-
class is currently 3.
Ooh, gonna be difficult to hit. All right. Let's see. I got a natural 19. That's not good.
No.
So I'm gonna hit a 20 all day. With that. Well, her bare fist will do 2 points of damage, which converts to 1. So you'll take 1 hit point.
Okay. Ow. If I'd paid for that potion, I'd want to get my money back. Something more combat-y.
Yes.
What about the other ogres then? They finishing their transformations or?
Yes. They're finishing up their transformation. Patty's Parlor. You want to see? Okay, I can. There we go. There's my cam, so you can see that I'm also not cheating or anything. Where can you find Scarlet Heroes? You can find Scarlet Heroes up on Drive-Thru RPG. I can get you a link real quick. I think the quick start's free, and I'll link you to that.
The first one's always free.
Yeah, first one's always free. You can actually check out the rules before you buy.
Or you can learn them from us, watching us die horribly against too many ogres.
I have faith in our heroes.
I used all my good scrolls already.
I've got one spell, and then we run.
I've got 2 spells, but one of them is no use in this situation.
Only you'd brought tongue. Oh, well.
He seems like a good fellow. It'd be a shame to get him killed.
True. All right. It is your turn.
Shall I go first?
Yeah, there's only one immediately in melee with us. There's still the other one somewhere else.
Yeah, there's
Right.
the other 2 are kind of in the back getting their change, and then of course there's the other one that's off in the other room with the
Yeah, but he's busy.
village.
Let me go first, just in case they have a reaction, because I'm gonna
Okay.
cast my scathing rebuke, which is, I'm going to just have her automatically fail any aggressive action she has against Grim. So I just sort of flourish the chain and I say, "We really don't want any problem. I promise."
Yes, she'll mutter something about the time for talk is over.
I tried to talk to her.
You cannot parley with demons.
My go then?
Yes.
Can
Oh.
I back out of close combat without being bitch slapped?
Yeah, you can do that. By the way, David, you were in melee range, weren't you?
Me?
No, you backed out of the building.
Well, you totally
I backed out
of
of the building. Yeah.
Through the wall. It's the
Okay, so
advantage
you're-
of paper walls.
Okay. Yes. All right. Just making sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm-
you can.
I'm
can
like
back out.
chest level with the floor as I assumed. I just dove through their wall, and I'm watching this from the ground.
Right. So I back away and make the hand signal of the thunder shake with my fingers and hurl the power of the 7 small thunders at the one who hit me. Which isn't as impressive as it sounds because I'm only level 2. So 1d6 plus 1 damage. That's 2 only. Plus the
One
d4
damage.
for my fray dice.
Great dice.
Juicing it up a bit more. And I get a 3 on that. So a 2 and a 3.
2 points. Yeah, what was formerly a female ogre looks visibly injured. Let me morale check. She got a 7. Yeah, she still feels pretty confident. I mean, there are 4 of them. So
Nice. And then spear at the ready.
all right, Alistair.
I will get up to the floor, still on the outside of the rice paper, but I guess close enough to be engaged, and whip at her with my chain.
All right. So you want to roll a d20, add in all your attack bonuses, which I think is +1, and I don't have to give them the
1.
strength bonus.
And
And then I'll add her armor class.
shoo, that ain't good. That's a 6
Total?
total.
Yeah. Her armor class is a 5, so you miss. However, you still have fray dice.
I do, but
you
I'm
can
going to
throw it-
reserve that at this point.
There's no point in it. You
Oh,
might as well
then
go.
Might as well go for it.
Might as well go for it. It's a free action.
That's
Just throw a d6.
That's a 3.
Yeah, although your chain missed initially, you whip it back and it catches her through the ear, causing a painful gash. She's injured for another hit dice worth of damage. She's very angry and does not want to back out of this fight.
That's alright. Knowing that she's cursed with my spell, I just sort of grin at her and go, I liked you better when you were the chick with the things.
Hooters. All right. So she's going to make her attack. And your scathing rebuke? She'll fail the next attempt, the next check that she makes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well,
Double deuce.
combat's not really a check, but I'll permit it. I'll permit it.
That's
I will
all
permit
right.
it. No. I'm good with that. Actually, I'll permit it. It's cool because I got what your intention was. So yeah, she'll reach behind one of the walls and seize this great big iron shod club, swing it at Chakar, who looks visibly worried as this giant, amalgamation of iron and wood swings at him. Only to trip over a rotten floorboard, go through the floor, and totally whiff, striking the ground next to her. The other two ogres will crash right through the walls for their attacks and take one of you each. Let's see, I got an 8. Grim, your AC is 3 right now?
Right now, yeah, for the next 4 hours.
Okay. Even though it has 4 hit dice, that turns into a 12, 13, 14, 15. Is not a 20. So it will miss.
Can we have it so I let it hit me and it just goes clang?
Oh, that'll work too. Yes, it will. It will strike your iron skin and then bounce off of it.
Ka-chung.
Alistair, the other one will leap at you, and instead of its mighty fist hitting you, it will hit the tree next to you.
Should have stayed on the ground. Oh, man.
All right. What now?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. I've got this guy at me, so I'm going to try to... and it's ogres, okay? I'm going to chain around his legs whoosh, and just whip out at him. Whip this out at him.
Yes. All right. Throw me a d20.
13.
13 plus
14.
5 is... Oh, 14. 14 and 5 is 19. That chain just doesn't quite hit the mark. It's so close. I mean, it's just literally like he could feel the air come off of it, but it doesn't actually manage to find purchase in his
God damn
nasty
ogres.
skin. But you still have your fray dice.
Let's add 4.
You got a 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, once again, you will successfully whip the chain back and catch him and rip a nice furrow into him, and he looks pissed.
Okay.
The fray dice are really what saves you a lot.
I jab the foot of my spear into the dirt, rip one of the scrolls from its case.
Be devoured by the ones you would devour!
And the scroll burns away, and I cast Defilement of the Unquiet Grave on their stew and their kitchen to bring the corpses to life.
Oh dear. Yes.
I don't know what level that scroll was inscribed at, though.
Oh dear. A veritable... Well, actually, the entire house will shake. and you hear floorboards bursting, as well as you see like half-formed things made of, cooked flesh and skeleton climbing out of the pot and stew.
Hopefully, this horrifies the ogres as much as it horrifies me.
Yeah, there's just a veritable small army of corpses literally bursting their way out of the cellar and the environs below where they buried all the corpses.
This reminds me of my scriptures class.
You hear a scream from the bedroom.
Yeah.
The ogre's morale check again.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Should have thought to cast it on their bellies and turn what they'd already eaten back to life.
Oh, come on now. That wouldn't work. Wow. These things are... Well, no, these things... One of them decides to beat feet. The injured female one will run off into the jungle. The other two are too angry to run at this time. And one of them says something about ate you before, eat you again.
Hate it when it repeats on you.
They will continue their assault. They will continue their assault.
So when do the undead go?
Oh, next turn.
Okay.
This was the casting turn, I figure. It's, kind of like the old summon spell where, it takes effect at the top of the next turn.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing will swing and... deal 1 whole hit point of damage as it strikes you. Jakar.
Me? Oh, Chica. Yeah. Clang! Ow!
Hey, Red Caps. It's good to see you, bud. Alistair, apparently you got the clumsy ogre. He will swing and whiff once more. You subtly duck his blow.
You're a shitty ogre. Look what they're doing to my friend.
All right, gentlemen, it's back to you.
Try something non-conventional, possibly this time. I just glance up above the ogre. Is there a beam? I'm trying to imagine the construction of this building.
It's an old, kind of dilapidated tea house.
Right. And they're pulling clubs out of the walls and shit.
They have clubs and things that are just like hidden behind things.
Right.
There's lots of hangings, and, screens and mats and things all over the place. There's a lot of places they could hide their weaponry.
Terribly ouchy just hanging around, though, that I could whip down on them. So I will just take another lash with my chain.
Okay.
And one of us has to hit each other sooner or later.
Well, you've been hitting him.
Yeah. Not that time. That's a 3, but Frey dice is a 5.
Oh, the chain will catch him again, and on the back swing, it's always the back swing that's more dangerous than the front swing. He's ripped open pretty good, still going, but still not willing to back out. Morale checking is very good, and they're just mad as hell right now. You invaded their place and spoiled their dinner and just refuse to die.
They play with their food first too.
Yes, they do. They do. You'll hear more screams from the back room, as well as the sounds of fighting. The front wall of the inn collapses as the veritable army of the dead approaches. It's your turn, Grim.
So the woman ran off, who was the one I was fighting. Then one of the others took her place? Right. I swear at him in several different languages and stab him in the foot with my spear, channeling some remnant of the Seven Thunders. into it to try and hurt him some more. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at combat, so that's 9 to hit with the spear.
Yeah, which converts to 14.
And I rolled a 4 on the fray dice.
Yes, well, although the spear missed, the residual lightning from the thunders will crackle and arc all over him, causing an additional hit dice of damage. And your dead can go.
Right. How many of them are there? Or is it just an undifferentiated mass of...
It's a mass of misshapen, shambling corpses of various compositions.
So is it 2 ogres left?
Yeah,
Or
out
3?
front. There's a
Okay.
third one, but it's in the back and apparently
Okay.
engaged.
So the tide of dead falls upon the back of the one that I'm currently engaged with and bites him all over.
Rather than make you roll a whole bunch of different rolls, that ogre falls screaming under a mass of clacking bones and decaying flesh as they bite and tear and scratch and rip at him.
Karma is a bitch.
Shakar, I like you. We like the same jokes.
Well, Alistair, you still got your one guy you're dealing with. He's half dead, but he's still there.
I do.
Come on, third time's a charm. You hit him.
I was going to say, is he not swinging at me?
Oh, it's their turn, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah,
I
that is
mean,
mine.
he could forget. That's okay.
He
too.
could forget. Yeah, he could be so distracted by seeing his friend go down. No, he'll swing. But with a 4, yeah, he's very distracted. He missed.
Oh, well, I'm going to see what I can do, because my plan of action hasn't changed. Oh, roll. That's a 2, but Frey die is a 4.
Once again, that chain is so deceptive. It's like, he's got the angle on it really good. He's every time you swing it in, it's like, yeah, he dodges that, but the backswing keeps catching him for another hit dice worth of damage. He's badly wounded at this point. He's lost half of his party, and he is stupid and will. He is so focused on trying to kill you, he will not give up. It's like their morale is a 9. I got a 7. Okay.
Sometimes they just got to go to the end.
Yep. Oh, a natural 19. He actually finally successfully hit you.
Oh!
For 1 whole point of damage, that terrible fist when it hits you and sends you flying.
You guys suck! Ah!
All right, party, it's your turn. Alistair, why don't you go first? Because you got your opponent on the ropes. If you hit him one more
do.
time, he's going down.
Well, I was just... Never mind.
Yeah, you
I
just
lost
got
track
punched.
of the round order, that's all.
Nope, you just
let's
got
see.
punched.
How about a 7? Ugh. And on the Frey die 3.
You're so exasperated, with this chain. You whip it and just throw it.
I'm gonna actually
Away.
start rolling now because
Yeah, I would. Yeah, this thing somehow wraps itself around a tree. The chain scythes back and it decapitates the ogre, and he falls down. Heap.
that was
Nod of respect.
about fucking time. Let's get out of here before there's more of them. Leave them to this swarm of teeth and goo.
The buxom one ran away, but there was another.
Yeah, and we're still alive to run.
Oh, you must finish the job. Plus they
Fine.
have treasure.
I like treasure.
I
Alright.
will command the dead to disperse through the building and find the other ogre.
Oh yeah, you hear sounds of teeth gnashing, fists flying, and the sounds of the dying.
Investigate.
Yep. Yeah. By the time you reach the back bedroom, the girl is like cowering in a corner with her hands up in a defensive gesture as the ogre is being dragged down by the mass of the risen dead.
Fuck you!
Alright, that was worth staying around for.
Good job, gentlemen. Hey, that was a rough fight. That was 4 hit dice creatures. I originally it was going to be a whole party, but
I'll bow to the dead once that ogre's finished off.
I release you, and my friend will give you a proper burial.
I
Yeah,
go over to the girl and put my arm around her to console her, and may or may not brush up against side boob.
Oh, she doesn't seem to notice. She's
still in a Hey! Oh, never mind. I use my what potential knowledge I have to try to break the trance.
Oh, she's no, believe me, she's no longer in trance.
She's just scared shitless.
In shock.
Yeah, she's in shock. Yes.
She's alive.
So, we're not gonna eat you unless you ask.
The middle of the tea house has been destroyed pretty much as everything erupted out of the floor. However, it has left behind an old-looking locked red chest.
That's not ominous.
Look after the girl. I will open it.
All right. Get a blanket from the bed and try to wrap up the girl.
So I'm going to gulp a healing potion first because I actually took some damage. How much does it heal?
It's a D6, but it's processed.
5.
5, so that's 1.
Okay.
Which was more.
I'm slightly healed.
If you want, I'll open it, because he only did hit me with that left hook. Just in case.
Are you okay?
Better than you, by the looks of it.
Clang, clang. Does this chest look like it has any traps or other shenanigans attached to it?
No, it just looks like a standard locked chest. You'll get it open and you see that this is probably where they were storing their valuables that they either took from people that they kidnapped or...
Anything choice?
Oh, yeah. Much choice. There's a lot.
Okay.
But these guys...
I'll hit mute so my typing doesn't...
There is about 12,000 in assorted coin. These guys have evidently been at it for a very long time. There are 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of precious jewelry, of which I have varying denominations. Actually, you know what? I will just go ahead and put the treasure list in the private chat so you can copy it as you wish. You can copy paste. It's quite extensive. Well, it's quite extensive. As you can see. But there are some very nice gems, 4 very nice looking gems. And a few potions and a few scrolls.
Super precious jewelry.
Very, very. You figure from the looks of the amount of treasure, these guys must have been at this for a very long time.
Generations, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Maybe they got lucky and raided a taxman.
Or hit a caravan or something. Ogres are horrific creatures because they are actually what happens when people's unchecked base desires go out of control and warps them and turns them into these things. And they can take the form of humans in order to lure others to their dens where they can perform their unspeakable acts on them. And apparently this bunch had been doing that for quite some time. Okay, Ryan, you need a couple minutes. Why don't we go ahead and take a 10-minute break really quick? And everybody can get things settled and treasure can be divided, and we'll just mute up and All right, everybody back yet?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So the loot has been divided. For now, at least, all but one of the ogres has been taken care of.
Yes. And she ran away, wounded.
Yes. Yes.
Grim, I
Badly.
love your mug.
It's been very useful.
Lap dance is always better when the stripper is crying.
All right. Something.
Take the poor girl back to the village, I guess.
Yeah. Something kind of compels you to kick over one of the lanterns and set this place on fire so it can't be used again. This place will burn to the ground. At least deny that ogre the same place.
Yeah. Can I use my fray dice to just cast little sparks of fire around the place?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'll bet you it was really nice back when you could get tea and a whore here.
I think you still could, but the whore would eat you in the wrong way.
I'm not into that kinky stuff.
And the tea was probably made of babies.
Baby, never mind.
Well, escort the poor girl
don't
back
worry,
to the village.
sweetie. We're not gonna eat you. We're gonna get you home, so that the next time you bang someone, they won't try to kill you.
Yeah, she
She's still
thought he was so
probably
handsome.
well out of it. Or is she coming around? Is she like verbalizing
Oh, yeah.
yet?
Yeah, she thanks you profusely, and she's pretty much crying on your shoulder the whole way home and telling you what an idiot she was for trusting.
They're there.
Yep. Yeah, and getting her back to her parents' house, Tongue will catch up with you there.
Does he blow the horn?
No, he does not. But
You could blow the horn now, Tong, just for fun.
lost sight of you when you went into the jungle.
Oh. We're coming out of the jungle.
Yes.
Tong's no fun.
He is tons of fun. Tom, we rescued this young lady. Do you know her?
No. Hi.
How can you not know her? There are only 300 people in your village.
Tongue not get out much. Always on guard duty.
Tong, do you have a girlfriend? She could
kind of-
use a strong, silent type right now.
He kind of blushes. Hi, my name is Tongue.
What's your name, sweetheart? Let me tell you, Tong, you play your cards right. You should see what she was doing to that ogre. Sorry, I know you don't
Her
remember.
her eyes get really huge. She'll slap you on the shoulder. Her name is Song.
Song
Tong
and
and
Tong.
song.
I have a whole list of like imperial names right in front of me, and these are from the Red Tide book. So
Tong, see her home. We must see the hetman immediately.
well, came to tell you. Someone in village already sick.
What?
Huh?
But the ogres are dead. Perhaps this village has more than one problem.
This might have just been a distraction. Maybe the ogres were in league with some sort of spores or diseases. Spazises. And, I don't know, but we better... Tongue, will you get Sung home?
Yes, yes.
And remember, you can do it. I think we should pretty hastily find the Elderman.
As a wise man once said, girl on rebound from ogre will settle for fat guard.
We can make that a T-shirt. You know?
Yes, you should. How to get women. Rescue them from ogres.
It's just not enough ogres in the world today. That's the problem.
Yeah. Or worse, people think that they're cute, big, green, Scottish accented things.
Get Shrek, scrub. Right, to the sick person.
Two bags on Scotland today, huh?
Yes, yes. Yes, well, arriving at the sick person, the village healer will tell you it's like he's already expired.
Let me
But
check
the body's
him
in.
out.
Yeah, the body is in there if you wish to check.
Knowing enough that it's presumably some sort of disease, natural or magical, I'm going to at least,
Oh,
wrap up in cloth and go take a peek at this corpse.
yeah. Put your face mask on and
Yeah.
get your gloves and hand sanitizer.
Not socialized for 2 years.
Yeah.
Become a pariah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick stay in the unclean hut on the edge of town.
Well, yeah, you'll head in. This probably was a pretty healthy, robust young man at one time, but right now he looks like he's about 3 quarts short of blood.
Any visible wounds?
Uh,
Or
No.
on inspection, less than visible wounds.
no visible wounds.
Oh,
However, you do notice just a stench of decay. Now, I mean, it's normal for people to evacuate when they die, but this is so much worse. It's
I
like
just can't figure out where he's losing the blood. There's no wounds, no piercings, no gash. It's just like something sucked it out of him.
Did the village healer administer leeches?
No,
village healer said, shakes his head. This much blood loss leeches would kill.
no markings whatsoever.
No, although from the looks of it, you could see a place on the body where it's a little bit more bruised and stuff, where it may indicate that blood was taken.
But no wound. So,
Mm-mm.
no. I think it's safe to come in. Shakar, check this out. You're a fancy-fangled magical type. something-
Just a humble monk.
Is there something arcane that could cause this? I show him that bruising.
Well, the healer will tell you that that this man was ill before he died.
How long?
Just a routine sickness. Coughing, body aches, things like that. Nothing life-threatening, only minor. And certainly nothing that would cause exsanguination.
Where did he last travel before he became afflicted? And what did he do for a living?
He was just another farmer.
Is anyone else afflicted in the same way?
those who have died from this same exsanguination, they were all sick beforehand.
And
different-
is anyone else sick?
Well, of course, we have many sick people here and there, various illnesses, foodborne, mostly. This time of year, people tend to indulge heavily in courses.
You're being evasive. Is anyone sick right now?
Yes, we have an old woman who has a terrible cough and fever right now.
And did he have a terrible cough and fever before he expired?
Just a cough, no fever.
And when did she get ill?
A few days ago.
And when did he get ill?
Also a few days ago.
We should
Have
probably-
on the off chance, have I learned anything in my studies as a temple mage as to what could cause this?
I'll give you a 2d8 roll. Cleric, you can also.
Intelligence,
Wisdom.
wisdom. Okay, well, they're both +2. So. 7.
6 for what it's worth.
No, neither one of you have heard of anything like this. This is strange. I mean, the healer will sit down and go over with you extensively what all the exsanguinated victims had beforehand. Most of them were, like common illnesses, nothing major, minor cold, minor flu, some, stomach illnesses, things like that, stuff that you'd get from just everyday life, nothing major and life-threatening.
Did they come from the same part of the village? Were they engaged in similar work?
Yeah, there's
Anything
got to
like
be a
that?
commonality. Are they all farmers? Are they all working with the earth?
No,
they-
not necessarily.
Did they know each other? Like, I mean, everyone in these villages, apart from Tong, apparently, should know each other. But
No, that's the weird thing, is that they all worked in different professions, couriers, market stalls, vendors, farmers, just, various trades around town. Nothing that would have brought them into contact with each other in any meaningful way other than just everyday living.
We could both do the rest, but the old woman may die before
I agree.
we have a chance.
We could take a snooze after we talk to her. Lead us to the old woman, healer.
The healer will note, though, is, the only thing that was unusual about each of these exsanguinations is that horrible smell.
I did notice it's not normal. There's dead, and then there's stink dead. And this is stink dead.
Did they smell bad before or after only?
Not particularly. I mean, we had one who had dysentery, but
Perhaps we should use some of our new gold to get everyone in town to have a bath, and then sniff out the culprit.
I'll bet you we can... At least, that's not a terrible idea. We could encourage everyone to rotate through, and instead of feasting, we can clean up. It's not like everybody should get a shower every day, but maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
Yes, sir. We would not wish to destroy the delicate microbiome. Perhaps they all bathed too often, and this is why they became ill.
I don't believe in that. That sounds something from the other continent.
there are no other continents now.
Foolish colonial.
I must have dreamed it.
There's only
Right.
this island.
There's like
Let's
this
go.
island that thinks it's like Texas or something.
Well, In this game, it literally is. There's just this one island with a few smaller islands that surround it. It's literally
All right.
the center of the entire world because everything else is eaten by the red tide.
Let's go and sniff an old woman.
I've done worse.
Yeah,
Is this why you were excommunicated?
I was just asked to go on a pilgrimage for 20 years.
don't come back until you're gray. Yeah, I mean, the healer will insist that you wear some kind of protection going in there because, you know, she is still mildly contagious. She's got a fever.
Goddamn mandates.
Vinegar-soaked cloths all round.
Yes. Yeah, going in, you know, it's, you know, it's just an old woman who's, you know, she has a fever. She's obviously in discomfort and coughing.
Does she smell worse than a sickly old woman would anyway?
No.
Okay.
No, nothing like that awful reek that was around the guy who died. I mean, it's like, I mean, there's the smell of sick people, which you smelled in that room would knock a buzzard off a shit wagon.
Or some equivalent phrase for this fantasy world.
I quickly turned to the healer. What are you doing with the corpses after they expire?
Well, we have no priest. We do the best we can to
Do
say
you
some
burn them?
words.
Do you bury them?
Our custom is cremation
Oh,
and burial in the earth.
nothing has happened to the corpses after,
We-
between the time that they die and you cremate them, though, right?
Yes, it is safer to cremate. We used to have a graveyard, but things were attracted that liked to dig up the corpses and feast upon them. So many years ago, we took to the habit of cremation. It was safer.
Very wise. Very wise.
Sick burn.
Nothing bursting out of them, so let's talk to her.
Focus back on the old woman.
Well, hello, and I do my faux blessing for her. We want to make sure that nobody else gets sick. And would you mind talking to us, dear? I'll take that as a yes.
She can't speak.
Oh, she could speak. I mean, it's just like lots of fits of coughing, fever. She's a little bit delirious. But
I'm just keenly listening for any commonality with things that we've heard before.
But before you do,
Yeah.
prop her up on some cushions, and feed her a healing potion and a potion of resistance.
oh, nice. She'll look and feel and sound better pretty quick. Won't actually cure the
Hopefully this will
disease,
help.
but
Might help her fight it off.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that's going to help us in about 3 days' time.
Yeah. Use it or lose it, my master used to say. Besides, we can always kill more ogres.
Priests, what is it you need?
What is the last thing you remember doing before you felt even a little bit sick?
I am, I make, I cook. I'm a cook. I was chopping vegetables. Felt very sick.
What kind of vegetables?
He asked
Eggplants.
ominously.
Not a mandrake.
No. You can't eat mandrake. It's dangerous.
I know. This is why I ask. Not squash or pumpkin.
Oh, we do make squash soup sometimes.
And the vegetables came from your garden or the town's gardens?
We buy in market. We get good price because we are a food vendor.
The people from the other village would come here and try to sell the flesh of their demonic cows. Might they not still manage to sneak in and sell such flesh? And could this not cause the disease?
Except that our faith demands that we only eat the vegetables of the earth. We do not engage in the eating of flesh. Although others in the village have their own beliefs, in particular we cater only to the vegetable practices, rices, noodles, and that sort of thing.
Healer, the people who fell ill, did they consume flesh or vegetables?
The healer's like, I don't know. They could have eaten anything.
What good are you?
Did you buy any vegetables from vendors from the other town?
Oh, those horrible people from Haishan. No. They are forbidden to enter this village, but we fear they will grow bold someday. Their god beast is always hungry. Tongue will rush in. Priests,
Ah, Tong.
we have problem.
What problem?
At gates.
Why have gates if you have no village wall?
Words, tongue. Use them. What's going on?
Monster cow.
Let's go.
That is no way to talk to this old woman. Apologize.
Come.
Fine, follow him.
Yeah, he'll rush you over to the village gates. They don't have a full wall around everything, but they do have like a cursory fence just to keep animals from wandering in, stuff like that. It's not really a good defensive. It wouldn't hold up against like armed men. So it's not really a wall.
Okay. So, demon cow?
Yeah, at the front gates, you can see the guards with spears trying to hold this thing off.
How big is this cow?
It's a bull. It's a full size bull. It's incredibly muscular and kind of twisted in a deformed way. Its teeth are sharp, like a bear or something. It has great horns. This thing looks deranged and angry.
I do not think this one eats grass.
I don't know, but I'm interested to see what it looks like on the grill later. Plus,
This thing will it'll charge one of the guards, and after trampling him, it'll rip a big chunk out of him and start chewing on it.
all right.
How long has it been? Am I still iron?
How long does that spell last?
4. Well, I rolled 1d6 hours and I rolled 4. So
It's probable. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
say.
Yeah, the paper house was, what, 20 and 20, so it was about an hour out of town.
Yeah.
yeah. And then we've been dicking around with sick people for a while, but not too long. So
It's probably on its last 30 minutes or so. It'll get you through this fight anyway.
We should help, but my magic is still spent.
As is mine, but you're still looking pretty poingy. So
clang clang.
it's now or never.
Okay.
Have the assistance of Tongue in this fight.
Yeah,
True.
tongue. Show Sung what you're made of. Maybe Sung will get a wet dong for tongue.
What?
Never mind. Attack the cow.
Well, the heroes go first, so. I guess I'll let your hireling go first. He'll rush in with his mighty spear and got a natural 18. He's got at least a
Yes.
plus
Go, Tom.
2.
You got this.
Yep, he's got at least a plus 2. And it's a D8 weapon. Where's my D8? Yeah. These are hard to see on camera. That's a 7. With his pluses, that converts to a 2. Yeah, he'll do 2 hit dice worth of damage to this thing, and then he will fray. For 8, so which converts up to 4. Wow, Tongue is amazing in combat. First he spears the thing in the shoulder, and its leg buckles, and then he spins this spear around, and then stabs it right through the torso. But this thing will kind of like cripplingly, lurch back to its feet, blood dripping from its muzzle, and badly wounded. You can tell it's not going to last much longer after that blow.
All right, Tong.
While it is distracted by Tong, I'll stab it in the other side with my spear.
Okay.
And fail horribly. But... Fray dice, yeah. I'll use my magic to twist its flesh where it's already twisted. And I rolled a 4.
Oh, that's one more point of one more hit dice worth of damage. He did 6. You did one more point. That's all 7 hit dice. The Chimera will fall. Ugh. This thing is called a new. But a new NUE.
Dead or incapacitated dead?
Oh no, it's quite dead.
Okay.
Stab it a few more times just to be sure.
Yeah, the other guards will too. They'll rush the injured guard off to the healer.
We should probably look for some samples just in case. And I'm gonna, try to get a little vial of blood and a little sample of flesh and that sort of
Not
stuff.
hard to do.
Just grasping at straws, trying to find something that can connect the dots with this illness.
Okay.
And you guys say they're not good eating.
The guards will just shrug. Is cow, but would you want to eat that? Look at it.
Maybe make sausages or something. I don't know.
Like I said, it's a bull. It's just deformed.
Well, I look at
Monster.
the healer.
Uh-huh.
There's another one for the pyre. I'd get this thing burnt sooner rather than later.
Tongue will slice open the stomach and pour the contents out, and of course there's flesh and vegetation, but also a few goodies. You can see that it must have eaten somebody's pouch.
Flick the stomach juices off it and see what's inside.
It's actually eaten some jewelry as well as a few coins. Stuff in private.
Everybody likes jewelry around these parts.
It's
Portable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the people do really like their jewelry. Clinky, clanky. Looks shiny. Look at me. Look at me.
Jingle jangle.
Yeah. They don't have an internet, so they got to get attention somehow.
Us attention whores? What?
Plus, it's
Still
been
no
proven that in ancient civilizations and such that women would often show their availability by their earrings.
We're still no closer to getting to the bottom of this. The only plan we have is to force everyone to have a bath.
You know, I can't see it doing any harm, and while they're doing that, purifying their practices, maybe we visit the neighboring town and see if there's something going down there.
Tong, can we trust you to sniff for trouble?
I am assigned to you. I will go where you wish.
Oh,
First, we should see the hetman. Then we should rest. Then we should go.
agreed. Agreed. All right, Tong. You got the night off. Go get some.
A man will walk by with well, actually he'll be rolling a large wheelbarrow full of stuff by, and the scent is disgusting. It reminds you of that same
I
smell.
was gonna say, is it the same as the course?
Yeah,
Is it him or the wheelbarrow?
you're not sure. It's probably both from the condition that he's in.
Gah. I think we may not need to make everyone bath.
No, he needs to start.
I pull my chain out.
Try to look menacing and be like, hey,
Huh?
take a step away from that wheelbarrow there, partner.
Okay.
That,
Okay.
Is it the contents of the barrow, or is it him?
Oh yeah, that's what's in that wheelbarrow is a great mound of all matter of fecal and disposable filth.
But that's the same smell.
Yeah.
Tong,
And
get him cleaned up.
Tongue looks at you like lobster has just crawled out of your nose.
did they?
You want me to clean him?
No, make sure he gets cleaned. And then let's take this outside of town 100, 200 yards and dump it.
The guy says that's where I was taking it.
Oh, well, carry on.
Sure swear.
Exactly where. And if you've
Okay.
had more, where did you get all of this stuff?
Latrine.
They have a sewage problem. It's always the sewers. You know, before I got asked to take a leave of absence, I was playing in the sewers, and it's a long... Okay, go dump. We'll follow.
Okay. Yeah, you find his name is Kang, and he is a gong farmer.
Kang the Gonkerer.
Yes. I'm going to make that as a character now. I never even thought of it.
Kang
Yeah,
the
he'll
Gonkerer, the amazing
Yes.
shit wizard.
Yes. Well, gong farmer is a profession you can take in DCC and in low fantasy gaming. Well, he'll show you where he wheels it. Yeah, there's a good sized filth pit. I mean, you can smell it way before you get there. Yeah, he'll shovel it out into the pit, and yeah, it's just a massive hole. It's just full of reek. There's all kinds of bugs and animals and things all over it.
And it's just right outside of town.
Oh no, it's a pretty good ways outside of town.
Oh,
Does a river run through it?
got-
Does the pit go down to the water table?
He'll shake his head. No, not contaminate village.
But the stink is the same.
So it doesn't contaminate the village, but what else could it contaminate?
You do notice one thing. He's pretty furiously smoking a pipe the entire time.
Is that suspicious in any way, shape, or form?
It's just unusual. I mean, you haven't seen anybody smoking a lot, but this guy smokes a lot.
well, you don't want to smell when you have his job.
Yeah. He doesn't want to smell the stink. Only thing keeps my sense of smell dulled.
And you've never
Gotta be-
had a cough or anyone in your family?
Third generation gong farmer. We're pretty tough.
Wow.
It's a hard living, but
I guess they must be inbred because no one else would sleep with them.
we get paid good for this.
Ask him if he knows any of the other people whose deaths have been associated with this exsanguination.
He'll mention one guy. He's like, yeah, we used to gamble on my nights off when I took a bath. Why, you want to play cards?
Sure.
He'll reach in his filthy tunic and pull out a set of cards, a set of flies, kind of around it.
I never was much for gambling. This is all you two.
Tongue says something very subtly under his breath about he's a shitty gambler.
Yes, very funny.
Look out over the field of shit and waste. Is there any sign that it's been disturbed in any
God,
way?
it's hard to tell. It's
Is there a trail? Has the top crust been broken by unnatural footprints in any way?
well, like I said, there's all kinds of bugs and small animals and things that feed off of this kind of stuff normally, all in it.
We're missing the absolutely most obvious thing that we've been going around in circles for at least 45 minutes.
What, like an ot yug or something?
I got nothing, man.
It's a horrible, horrible stench.
Unless there is a vampire amongst the gong farmers, and they leave their stink behind.
Or a demon of shit.
Yeah, he'll look at you like, you say I'm a vampire?
No. And I subtly reach into my robes and pull out a mirror.
He'll kind of look at himself in the mirror. Oh, I need a shave.
No. No
He'll-
wounds. No.
He'll kind of wipe the sweat under his nose with the shitty hand.
Can't be vampire. You're
Hungry
just being
ghost.
magically drained of blood.
I find all kinds of things in the shit.
Such as
Oh,
Corn?
No. We have no corn here.
always corn in shit, as there is always carrot in vomit.
Oh, I just had an elementary school teacher flashback. Oh,
How's there corn in it? No. No. He's people drop stuff in poop and don't want to dive for it.
Anything good?
Sometimes give them as gifts for girlfriend.
You have a
After I
girlfriend?
clean them up. Yes, I make good money. Have nice house.
what's your girlfriend's name? Don't say
Who?
song. Ever find anything strange? Or
Find
ominous?
find dead animals in stuff sometimes. Found babies a few times.
This is
baby
not unexpected.
animals? Baby
No.
babies.
Babies.
Recently?
As opposed to adult babies.
Not recently, but sometimes people, have
Yes.
accidents and get rid of baby.
There could be unquiet spirits from the stillborn.
You'll shrug. You're welcome to dig in pit if you want. I give you shovel. Here, borrow.
How about if we pay you?
Tongue gives you this withering look like, don't you even ask me.
Are you the only gong farmer in town?
Yes, we are several generations gong farmer. Me and my sons.
Here is a large sack of monies. Fetch your sons. We must search the poop.
Oh, you wish to hire us to dig in poop?
Yes.
I wonder
Okay.
if the old woman ate gongs.
Push the wheelbarrow and everything, but go hurry back to the village.
I'll go check.
Okay. I will guard
No.
the poop.
Tongue looks very revolted by all this. Signed on to be God to fight monsters and show, not digging shit.
You're not digging! We hired them to dig!
Yes. You will stand guard with us while they dig.
Oh, must I?
Yes.
Maybe I should take up smoking.
Perhaps in heaven you'll be made the master of the Emerald Lavatory.
Oh, joy.
Could be worse.
I'm not sure how.
Many ways.
I'm trying to think of ways, but so far nothing coming to mind.
Let me tell you the story of the Monkey King.
Well, about an hour later, Kang will come back with his 3 sons, who are all pretty stout guys. They're dressed in kind of makeshift hip waders and grubby clothes and stuff. I mean, they look more or less clean. It's just their clothes look kind of distressed because obviously they're about to do a nasty job. They all brought shovels and wheelbarrows with them.
Did the
Okay.
woman eat any gong?
It's kind of
gotta
hard to
tiptoe
avoid it
around
if you
that
use it
one.
as fertilizer.
Oh, I
Yeah.
never even thought about that.
Yeah, Kang will kind of shrug. Yeah, sometimes farmers use own poop for fertilizer. We don't have we deliver for that.
Did you deliver to any of the people who have died?
Probably. I mean, we make lots of deliveries if they're farmers. We don't ask questions. You want shit, you pay.
Yes. Speaking of shit, dig.
Yeah, well, all get their little hip boots in there and just dig in with gusto. If the smell
No,
was
use
bad,
spades.
if the smell was bad before, it's really horrible now. As fresh material is unearthed and it's still wet and sucking in the sun.
I'm gonna try some of that pipeweed.
I'm going to take some cheese from my rations, roll it into balls, and stick them up my nose.
Tongue
Balls
looks
on
like
your
he's
nose.
Tongue looks like he's wishing that he could die right now.
Would you like some cheese?
Yes,
Or
please.
weed?
Yeah, he'll eagerly plug his nose. But then he stops and thinks about it. It's worse, have to breathe through mouth. Now I'm sucking poop into mouth.
Great teeth. Breathe slowly.
So, in their digging, do they uncover any shit demons or?
Just poop. Although one of them will stop for a minute and bend over and pick out a little gold ring. Oh, found prize.
See? The faster you dig, the more likely you'll be the one that finds the next prize. Keep going, poop diggers.
One of them will grin as he pops a gold coin out of there.
This is not working. We're missing something.
Clearly. And they're not too happy about it either, even for the money. I think we're really off base here.
The stink is present, and it is the same stink. I thought maybe one of them was a hungry ghost or a vampire, or that some creature was lurking here. But no. It's most frustrating.
We're still weary from combat. Twice! Well, I didn't do anything the second time, but twice! So, I think we call it a day and formulate fresh plan in the morning. Worst comes to worst, we head to the other town and see what's going on.
Tong, back to town. We owe you a meal.
And a bath.
Yeah,
And a bath.
and I got a couple extra coins for you at the bathhouse, my friend. I know if you ask for the special bubbles what they'll do.
Smile
Yep.
about that, then cough. the filth enters his mouth again.
Don't worry, I won't tell Song.
Blush again. Yeah.
See, he
Kang is
likes
kind of
the
like, so
song.
so we done here?
For now, yes.
Good. Have shit to collect.
Haha, funny.
Come on, kids.
These guys have the shittiest job ever.
I'll look at the other members of the Gong Farmers family in the mirror just to make sure they're not vampires.
Right now they're just filth-covered young men who actually seem pretty happy. They managed to filch a few treasures out of this job.
And they got paid
Yes.
as well to do what they do anyway.
Yeah.
Don't mind him, he just likes looking at young guys working hard in mirrors.
It just kind of looks strangely.
Hey, he paid you. You don't ask questions.
Yes.
They don't.
Paid you to work hard digging in poop.
Won't ask questions. I'll just head back to town. Figure everybody's probably getting a bath and maybe getting their clothes cleaned after this.
Yes.
And I'm gonna insist that the clothes cleaning lady at the cost of a couple of coin uses fresh water to clean our clothes.
She absolutely will. She says, "Oh, after that stink, yes, have to use fresh water." She's like,
I will
"Where you
soak in the
been?
tub and think.
You fall in latrine?
No, we watch other men fall in the train.
Ew, smell like gong farmers."
Yes. We are investigating the illnesses in the town, and the dead people smell like gong farmers.
She'll wave her hands and hey. She uses lye soap on everything, so it's damn clean.
I got a rash, but it's from the soap.
Yep, for sure. So one bathhouse dunking, one clothes washing later in a few hours. Probably.
Can I roll to defy stupidity and get a clue?
Um.
I'm glad I'm not the only one feeling completely inept right now.
No, but I am kind of trying to keep it a little bit vague on purpose because I have a couple of things for you to do that may or may not involve this.
Yeah. No, I mean it's always fun struggling with a mystery.
Yes.
But I just feel like we're missing something.
Not a denial.
You know what? Fuck 'em. Let's go.
There's another town, and they ain't got people dropping dead.
Yeah, perhaps their problems are more tractable.
They just have a pack of wolves or some shit that's easy.
or
You
some
guys
asshole,
could fuck off.
some asshole out there who's got a big, question mark, or a big exclamation point above his head in gold. It says, "I want you to go get me 5 mushrooms."
Kill 5 bears.
Yes, kill 3 pigs.
I can't double jump up to that 5th mushroom.
You can if you eat one of the other mushrooms, then you grow bigger. Have a long soak in the tub and then sleep on it.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, not the tub. I'd
Of course.
feel even more wrinkly then. That would be bad.
Yes, I don't know if you're going to take advantage of the special treatment, but it's up to you.
Of course not. There's a priest present and I'm a monk.
Oh, of course. Although the priest is probably taking advantage of that.
No, they're going to charge me for that.
Oh,
They should
okay.
just do it because I'm a kindly old priest.
You can get 10% of a hand job as a tithe, I think.
Is that like
that's
one
just-
finger?
That's a thumb.
You get the
Hey,
other
it's
4.
opposable. There wouldn't be much use without it. Without the thumb, it's just stroking.
It doesn't take much the older I get. Sometimes the wind blows and never mind.
You want a little blue potion?
10 gold a potion? What the hell?
Yes, but very discreet.
Okay. Sleep.
Yes. Eat, sleep, wake up.
Well-
Eat, sleep, rave, repeat.
Well, I mean, while you were thinking of ideas, there is one thing that is pretty simple. I mean, Tongue actually comes up a lot while he's in the bath.
No, I will not be outthought by time.
Well, it's a simple idea that even you might have thought of too. It's just kind of like, oh, we know the thing coming after sick people. Why not just watch sick people?
We know there's a sick person. Tongue! Song's gonna be very happy to have lots of children with you. That was brilliant. We could just
Yes.
camp out at the old lady's house. What the fuck?
Just
Or we could feed Tong Gong. Then he gets sick.
then I'm no use to you in fight.
True. We need to not feed Tong Gong so that he can give Song the dong.
Choice was kind of simple, really. It was either watch Old Woman or go watch Gong Pit.
But I am tired. We must rest. Very well.
Well, we have Tong. He can watch the old woman.
Yes, and to blow the horn if anything bad happens.
I knew the horn would come back into this sometime.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna go assign Tongue, and you'll be chewing his leaves and watching her all night.
Yes. While we zonk out after another slap-up feed.
Let's see. There's a chance you could sleep through this. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're tired. You've been fighting shit for 2 days and then creeping around all nights, and you
And
know,
watching other people digging shit, that's exhausting.
it's exhausting. Yeah. Having a relaxing bath and some really interesting spicy meals.
Yeah.
I will give you I'll give you a skill check. Just throw me 2d8. It's an easy one.
Can I have a hit point back for sleeping?
Absolutely. I will give you a hit point back for sleeping.
2d8 plus what?
2d8, and if you have a trait like, perception or keen eyesight or keen hearing.
13.
No, but I rolled 13 as well.
Yeah.
Two of you
Good.
will come awake when you hear the horn being blown furiously.
Tongue's blowing. Let's go.
Might be song.
No, the horn.
Yes, Tong's on. Oh!
Yes. Right.
So we hustle over to the old lady's hut.
Let's see. Yeah, tongue looks white as a sheet almost. The old lady looks like she's maybe slightly injured, but otherwise she's alive. She's bleeding.
Oh,
What
she is bleeding.
happened?
Where is she bleeding from?
She's bleeding from the neck.
Does she smell like poop?
There is a strong stench of shit.
Tom, what happened? Talk to me, man. Use your words.
I've never seen anything like it. Kinda
Well,
went to pee, came back, smelled horrible, saw a thing. This thing, all guts and head, just eating woman. So I blow horn, I scream at it, it fly off with hair.
God fucking damn it! That is what I thought the ogre was.
so can we make a wisdom or outcast clergyman check to have a semblance of idea of what that might be, or is that common knowledge?
Yes, you can roll. Now you have a clearer understanding of what it is. I'll give you a bonus on it.
Wisdom or intelligence?
Wisdom.
11.
14.
Nice. Oh, the cleric correctly identifies. It is a macaron, a filth vampire.
It's a shit vampire.
A type of pen and gallon. Which way did it go?
It flew through the window.
To the walls?
Did it- So are the walls in this village, they're the same sort of paper sliding doors, are they?
Yeah, various types of wood, bamboo constructions.
And the windows the same?
And they're like open windows with just big shutters. They don't have glass.
But like wax paper shutters?
More or less, yeah.
Okay, so they're pay-per-view.
Yes, they're pay-per-view.
I guess we pursue, then.
Yeah.
Well, it left a little bit of a blood trail since it was in a stink trail, but it's going to be hard to find. But you figure you might know where it is.
Amongst the gong farmers?
Well,
In the shit pit.
Or in
Yep.
the shit pit?
Yeah, one of the two.
You gong farmers first, because I really want to avoid climbing into the shit pit.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you'll wake up the. Well, actually, the gong farmers are not there.
Well, I was going to say the gong farmers are.
They work at night.
If it flew out the window, Tong would be able to tell us it's going to be either towards the shit pit or towards the gong farmers because they were opposed.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, he'll tell you it went towards the pit.
God damn it. Very well.
All right, let's.
Back,
Hey,
back to
Tom.
the poop pit.
You might have to get into the shit for this one. Anyone in town have some inflammatory devices? I'm thinking if we get some Molotovs or some potions of magical burning and set the pit on fire, we can smoke it out and not have to get super shitty.
Tongue says, "Do you know how bad that's going to smell?"
Yeah, you know how bad it's gonna smell if you're standing in it?
Tom, would you rather be eaten by shit vampires? Or put up with a bad smell for a few days? Think.
So I'm gonna go to town square or wherever that super alcoholic coconut stuff was, and see
Yoink.
if they can, on the fly, be fashioned into Molotovs.
Well, they don't really have like glass; they have clay. But yeah, you could easily make like clay pot.
Yeah.
Basically fire pots. Pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
grab as much as we can from the marketplace.
Okay.
Leave some coin
Oh yeah.
and carry as much as we can.
Yeah. Tongue carrying a couple of jars under each arm. Actually, he'll point out. He said, "Why don't you just buy pots? You could buy by the pot, or you can buy entire barrel."
Get a barrel. Get a wheelbarrow. Light it. Roll it into the pit.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Let's go.
All right, Tom. Wheelbarrow. Go. March to the pit.
Yeah, he's wheeling that thing through, and he'll stop for a minute as y'all get to the edge of the pit. Technically this is alcohol abuse.
Song's not gonna like that shit. Bad puns are for old clerics.
Yeah, he'll knock the top off the
Yes.
barrel and start pouring in the alcohol.
That is why everyone calls you father. Dad jokes.
This close to the pit, the
Some of them
fumes,
call me daddy, but
the fumes from this thing are just horrifying. I mean, you'll probably have to start making con checks not to vomit or be nauseated every round.
Jeez.
car, fire it up.
Well, can we see anything flying around, trailing entrails, or the gong farmers, or...
I mean, other than the normal night creatures and things that are out here feeding on it, you will catch a little bit of blood towards one of the. I mean, it's the only reason you saw it is because it's fresh.
And it leads out into the poop, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
Light it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll start it up on fire, and the smell of burning shit fills the air, and smoke. It's even worse now. You'll need to make con saves. 2d8. Please.
Do I get a bonus for having cheese up my nose?
I'll give you a bonus for having cheese up your nose.
Okay, well, without factoring in the bonus, I get 7.
It's
Six.
wretched.
Yeah.
Cleric, you're gonna be sick as your eyes are watering and the stench is just rolling over you and covering your clothes and hair and mustache and everything else.
Any sign of horrible undead as we set fire to everything?
Yeah, you'll hear a screech as this beautiful woman's head with horrible looking fangs, apparently flying with her hair whipping in the braze, and trailing loopy gray ropes of rotting intestines under her, flies at you from out of the cesspit.
Well, there she is.
Did I get my spells back for resting?
Absolutely.
Kame.
Zap! I don't have to roll anything apart from the damage, because it's basically magic missile.
Okay.
Except I'm shit at it until I level up. Okay, so 5 plus 1 makes 6 on the d6 and 1 on the d4 for the fray dice.
So you get so the fray dice does nothing, but you do get 2 points of 2 hit dice of damage from the magic missile.
Does it knock her out of the air?
No, but she's very unhappy. It's 2 hit dice of damage.
Well, sure.
Finish her.
Yeah,
Yeah, this time I'm gonna whack at her with the chain.
Good thing it's a reach weapon.
14. 15 with my strength.
15 with strength. Let's see. Makarong has armor class 5, so that's a 20, so you will hit.
And a 4 on the fray die.
Nice.
So you get 1 point of damage in from the fray dice. How much damage did you do?
I'm capped at a D6.
Right, but you rolled a d6, and how much did you get?
Oh, that's right. This is the first time I've. Hey, 6.
Ooh, okay.
Worth
2
waiting
points.
for.
So that's wow. You guys have done 5 hit dice of damage to this thing already, and Tongue hasn't taken his turn yet. Yeah.
That's
Step
what you
up with-
get for smelling that bad. you
If he
bitch.
kill steals.
He didn't. He missed. He missed with his primary weapon, but he's got his Frey dice, which got a 6, so that's 2 more points of damage. She is severely wounded. Her morale is actually pretty high, though. And she really has nowhere to retreat because she's got to get her body out of here. Oh. Apparently she's retreating into the filth.
It's on fire.
Yeah, you're not sure why. She's retreating into the filth, but she's retreating into it somewhere. But you know her being what she is, she's got to get her own body out of there. Otherwise, if it burns up too, it'll kill her.
Pour the rest of the barrel in. Accelerate the fire.
Yeah, Yeah, so what are you doing for your round then, Grim?
Grab some of the jars and hurl them after her, and then use my Frey dice to pew them in the air so they explode and spread burning alcohol.
Oh yeah, that'll make a nice big burning fire. I mean, you can hear yells and stuff from gong farmers and stuff who are approaching.
Pew pew.
For her round, yeah, you don't see her for her round. You have another round of action. Obviously, she's not going to choke on the fumes and stuff.
Being undead.
I don't think my spell is going to be of any use for this.
Well, not unless she has to make a check.
Yeah, she has to make it. There's nothing. That's why I was hoping if we knocked her to the ground, she would need a check to get up or something of that nature.
So y'all are just kind of withholding your initiative for this round?
I'm just gonna stand at the end of the pit with my chain at the ready, and anything that moves is I'm gonna strike.
Well, on her turn, you will see a naked woman, just kind of erupt from the cesspit, running full tilt out of the conflagration.
Bad move. So
You can take your initiative and act.
strike. Yep.
Okay.
14.
That's your total?
That's my total.
You will miss.
And Frey die is a 3.
Yeah, you'll do that last hit dice worth of damage. She will, yeah, she'll collapse. Yeah, you'll see her head separating from the corpse, and you can see the entrails shriveling up, and she's screaming.
Step up cautiously and then stab my spear through her head.
Yeah, she'll stop screaming. Her jagged teeth closing on your spear.
Good.
Well, that stinker's gone. Hopefully there's just one, but from what I understand, there should just be one.
So there's just the demon cows in the next village.
Yeah. That's a little less concerning than this, though. This should stop the death in this village.
I am going to have to go in a minute, though. So
Oh,
I'm fine with you guys carrying on if you want.
Well, we can
I gotta
wrap
go.
up.
I gotta go and eat.
It
I understand.
Sounds like a good
It's
place to stop.
Yeah, it's pretty much almost a good place to stop. Let me kind of wrap things up so you guys can get back to the village for next week. After the burning subsides, you will kind of find where she had basically dug a little lair to keep herself in during the days. And a few small things that she had managed to squirrel away for herself.
It's
We'll
poop,
put in
isn't
private
it?
chat. No, it's not poop. It's not poop.
It's covered in poop.
No, it's not even covered in filth, but surprisingly. Yeah, she had a little stash of things. Mostly to make herself look pretty or to spend, because they can move around during the day as normal people.
Had we seen her around the village?
It's likely you might have run across her. If you point her out to the villagers later on, they'll say, no, she wasn't from here. She was obviously here for the festival.
It's a feast.
Festival it was. Feastival.
It was it was the best of all ever.
The headman is overjoyed. I mean, not only did you stop the ogres, but you also stopped the macaron. He'll give you a 500 gold piece reward for solving both of those.
Nice.
Of course, he will point out that the neighboring village still has its demon cow problem.
All in good time.
But that is a tale for another day.
Yes. Right.
Oh, thanks, TJ.
It's fun.
I hope you enjoyed. And I guess next week it will be Grim running something.
Yes, I am running Barbarians of Lemuria next
Ooh,
week.
I'm kind of excited about that one. I need to pick up a copy of it.
Yeah, so hopefully we can get a couple of players for that. But I will advertise it again on social media before next week.
All right, and if you were out there listening or you're catching this on the replay and you want to play this is Scarlet Heroes. Here's the quick start for it, so you can actually basically pick up a full set of the rules for free and see if you like it or not. But I think it's a really fun game, and as you can see, it does favor very small parties, solo play just fine. We had 2 characters who were not optimized as warriors, who were able to fight off 3 really ogres. A normal D&D party couldn't do that.
If not for potions, I think I would have been smushed.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
I was running. I mean,
You're built for combat more than I am.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, and there's no. Well, you each get 1 XP, so that's that for now. No advancement just yet, but you stick around, play a little bit more, and you'll go up a level. And maybe next week we'll have some more people join us.
Who can fight?
Yeah, you'll probably need it to take on the god beast village of Heishan, as I call it. I don't know if I've made the setting too Southeast Asian, or I think it
I like it. It's different.
Okay.
yeah, I'm Alistair, walking around in Southeast
Well,
Asia.
Everyone in the world got kind of thrown there, so it does
Right.
make sense. But
No,
but it's nice to have a little bit of, I don't know, Indonesian, Malay, Filipino sort of oriented stuff. It's very underserved by games.
I agree. I may pick up some of that Swordfish Island stuff because I understand that I believe they're Filipino. And, they have some very unique stuff also. But thank you for hanging out with us today, and hopefully we'll get some more gamers for next week. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.
Look! The Dungeons and Dragons ride!